Person doing the last time this time will be a Brian.
Oh, really?
It is.
Yeah.
Okay. Well then, last time on Shadows of Gradiriel, if I am remembering correctly, it has been 2 weeks and very chaotic. We made our ascent up into a mountain that I cannot remember the name of because I am a stupid person, in search of one of Noro's lairs, and we cleared it out with minimal issues, and then camped outside to regain our strength. But while we were sleeping, we got attacked by individuals from Silver's background, who slipped into my big magic tent, and a very tense and hectic and not at all what we had been expecting fight broke out, at the close of which Silver was snatched away and our enemies teleported out with minimal damage and casualties, leaving us short paladin sorcerer hybrid. From there, it became Locke's sort of new tunnel vision thing to try and get Silver back. And plans were put into motion to call on the aid of as many individuals as we can possibly reach out to for assistance in somehow rescuing Silver from the temple where she has been taken, which partially involved being shown a vision of the place by his patron Vindsvept, and through Oak, reaching out to a bunch of different groups we are affiliated with, including Riven, who has since managed to, with some help from Bay, I'll just say. I'm sorry, Cal, thank you. Cal, I thought so, but I couldn't be sure, and I'm kind of sleepy and groggy at the moment, didn't sleep terribly well last night. Anyway, with some help from Cal, was able to appear pretty much right outside the town we're all stationed in, and was making their way in. And we ended with Locke mercilessly using Mage Hand to pet the crap out of the direwolf pup that she has, named Halas.
You is not a pup anymore, by the way.
Well, we're still young.
No, not full grown.
I mean, not puppy young, but like young adult young.
Fair.
Because, you know, it hasn't been like years.
Are you sure?
No, I mean, for me, it hasn't.
Might have been for them.
But for it.
Yep. Anyway, this is what happens when you take trips into other dimensions and things. Time passes all funky.
Yeah.
Also, Silver has demonstrated that she still doesn't have the faintest clue of how the fuck magic works. Or Riven, excuse me.
Riven.
Yeah.
Here we go.
No,
Now we start at least 3 sessions of Silver. Oh, I mean,
it took us like 8 sessions when Riven first left to get used to calling Silver Silver. All right.
Yeah.
worse or better?
Soon, eventually, it's just going to become a hybrid where it's just River.
River or Sylvan.
Sylvan.
Yeah.
Sylvan actually sounds cool. You can spell it with a Y.
Yeah, you know what? No.
Oh.
If you spell Sylvan with a Y, you get a language. So,
I mean, why not? It's cool.
a language oddly enough that neither one of them know.
I know it.
Anyway.
You know, Sylvan Rivers is actually kind of a cool sounding name.
Yeah, it is. Sounds pretty cool.
So, yes. Last session ended with,
Oh, yeah.
Mhm.
Didn't Locke find out that there's an army at the temple?
he did.
Yeah, but he hasn't had a chance to bring that up with everyone else yet.
Okay.
Yep. Silver was captured. Everybody was upset that she had been captured. Of course they were. And they reconvened in Sumac to get some rest after Oak had used sending to send a message to Riven first in hopes of potentially getting her back.
And near as I can tell, Riven is the only one we've reached out to so far, right?
Yes. This is because because of the fight with person and the undead zombie person, Oak didn't have as many spell slots to be able to do sending more than once, and then this session is going to open with him waking up after getting some rest in Fumok, so that you could continue with that particular train. Which I have you guys on the Fumok map. Yay!
So I see. Been a while since we've seen this place.
Yep. You're currently all the way over here because I was going to imply that this little house right here is Vanya's house. We open up this session with the group awakening probably at the tavern, which I had put over here in this corner. But Locke would, much like he does in Yuki-Egi, Locke has a place he could sleep that's not the tavern if he so chose. And then the group reconvenes over here at Vanya's house.
Alright.
Needless to say, Vanya does not have enough room for the entire party to sleep, especially the Loxodon.
Right.
Yeah, just wait until a 3-person group shows up and be like, "Hey, yeah, we're joining you. What's up?" The dog can't fit through the door.
No, this is very true. At this particular point in time, I do believe whenever Riven rejoins with the group here, Hollis is not going to be able to go in any doors of any taverns. He's probably going to stay outside.
Yeah. And we determined that she's not going to be in until like afternoonish?
Afternoonish, yeah.
Okay.
So the early part of the morning is going to be discussions and things for the party here, having Locke received all of his information that he did from his dream. And funny enough, because timey-wimey shenanigans, Vindsvept sent him into the future temporarily so that he could speak to Riven. And the conversations he's having now in real world are happening simultaneously with Riven in the forest up above.
Vindsvept is funky donkey.
Yes.
He makes time stop
charm.
sense. What?
That's his charm.
Right?
It is. Yes, timey-wimey shenanigans. It's fine. We have at least...
Like a big bowl of wibbly-wobbly, timey-wimey stuff.
We have at least...
Yes.
We have at least 3 fans of Doctor Who in this chat, so it's, in this call. It's fine.
It kinda got away from me, yeah.
Anyway. So... Yeah. We open up with everyone waking up and then reconvening outside Vanya's house. Bjorn, seeing as how you were not here at the end of last session, do you have any significant thoughts with regards to maybe calling for help or any particular things that Bjorn might have done that he couldn't do last session because you weren't here? After Silver had been captured?
Yeah. I'm thinking Bjorn probably doesn't have much because just about anyone he would know or be able to call upon is back on the other continent over in Ebon. So...
You do have one potential friend that you might be able to mention to Oak to call for help, and if you don't, Young remembers and would bring it up.
Which one was that?
Mudslide.
Fuck. That's right.
Yeah, you did do that. Anyway.
Yeah.
No idea what the hell is being discussed right now, but
You don't remember?
I do not remember Mudslide, no.
Bjorn got a
Mudslide
girlfriend.
Yeah, Mudslide is the Goliath that guards the, was it Prancing Tom?
Oh, her name's Mudslide?
Her name is Mudslide. It's the idle tomcat.
And perhaps more importantly, she was also one part of the trio that we formed that evening that led to me going on a drug-fueled rampage.
Yes.
And the other part of that trio is what's missing.
Yes.
So,
Um,
so yeah, Bjorn would...
Initiated!
Yeah, so like as soon as Bjorn's mind starts being like, well, we need more people, like that's what the group was discussing, I'm sure. So I think, who do I know is tough? Aha! And he would mention Mudslide to the group.
Yep. Alright. So, following that, Oak in the morning, even before he really comes downstairs to meet up with Locke, because Locke almost always wakes up late. Or does Locke randomly wake up early this time?
Your discretion. I'll let you pick.
He's a heavy sleeper and he had weird funky dreams last night, so... So, Oak, before Locke is awake, Oak is going to use sending a couple times to send various messages out that he didn't get a chance to send out the night before, one of which is to Alessandra, and commenting on her to see if she could find, see if she knows if the NPC party from Yukiegi is available, which they are not, because we rolled for that before. And to make plans to meet in the bridge, near the bridge north of Caverton. Because Alessandra can use teleportation circle in Yukiegi to get to Caverton, and then come out of Caverton and go north into the bridge. So, that is the plan on that end. He also sends a, thanks to Bjorn mentioning it, now I can make it happen more organically instead of from NPC characters. He is going to send a message out to Mudslide, because Mudslide is the only one that Oak actually saw. Theoretically, there's a second person, but Bjorn didn't meet her. Silver did, but Silver's not here. So...
Wait,
actually,
Silver
Riven,
or Riven?
both.
Both?
Yes.
Okay.
Happens to be one of Mudslide's close friends. The person in which you had an encounter with two different characters.
Locke has a drawing of them in his pack,
Yes, he does.
I believe.
Why?
I don't remember how I got it. I just know it's there.
You got it off. You got it off of the Drow Blood Hunter that was part of when you were going around killing temples and things.
Oh yeah, I don't remember a Drow Blood Hunter, but okay.
It was a Drow Blood Hunter. He had the Hellhound puppies, and you guys eviscerated him because you used slow and totally ruined any kind of attack.
Oh yeah, that pathetic piece of shit.
Okay.
That's true.
Wait, why did he have an image of her?
I don't know.
You don't know.
Former client, secret admirer,
I guess.
creep. Who knows?
So you didn't really choose to talk to him. You chose nothing. You went in guns blazing, and he just died. But that's fine.
This is why I like the flow spell, and I need to be able to cast it more often. I'm pretty sure I can cast it.
You can only cast it
Yeah,
once.
okay. It's once per long rest. But
See what you do.
once per long rest, and it costs me a spell slot. But yeah, I can.
See what you do is you just perpetually have a readied action for infinite BS, and you're just like the first sign of infinite BS. I spontaneously cast flow.
Yes. So, with that, Oak is going to send a message to Mudslide to see if he can get in touch with her, figure out where she is, what she's up to, and how quickly she would be able to get into the mix of things. And having done that, Oak is going to be speaking to Bjorn in the morning because it's just before Locke woke up. And Oak is... So, I did contact Mudslide. Or tried to, since I had seen her whenever she dropped you off at the Sparkling Wishes before. But she is unavailable. She says that she was in transit to look for a friend of hers by the name of Unray, who had went missing.
Well, that's not great for us, I suppose, but
She also
everyone's got their own lives going on.
Yes, she also sounded extremely out of breath and wanted me to try to contact Unray to make sure she was okay. I can do that, but that's going to use a potential spell slot to contact someone who may be potential help. Yeah. We shall see what comes of that. I don't know if Locke has anyone else that he wants to try to contact aside from his mother and Riven.
Right.
but
Hmm.
we will go from there. And then Locke will come downstairs.
Ah. Good to see you up, sleepyhead. We're discussing strategy.
Yeah, about that. We might be a bit in over our heads.
I don't think I like what you're insinuating.
We have to try, yes.
Well, I mean, yes, but... Okay, from the top, Locke's gonna sit down. While I was sleeping, Bjorn, you know that the source of my power can cause me to have really weird and freaky dreams that can throw me across time and space?
Not that specifically, but I am aware of similar things.
Yeah, my patron has the ability to temporarily make time his little bitch. And he let me see what exactly it is we're up against. I may have underestimated the opposition.
Underestimated how?
Well, let me put it to you this way. Even with all of the allies we're gathering, are we capable of taking on an entire army? Because that's what they have.
That would depend on the army, I suppose.
An army of paladins?
How big is the army?
Dorad?
From what you had seen when you were getting your bird's eye view in dream mode, it was way up there. Way up there.
Okay.
It was not a small number. Like... close to 100, and that's just what I saw, maybe?
What is the landscape around their base like?
It's mountainous terrain, very well fortified. It's built into the mountain, so there's not really, to my knowledge, a secret back way in. I mean, it's a temple devoted to Helm, right?
Yep.
Yes.
It's a temple devoted to Helm, and we all know what that guy's like. It's all about shields and defenses and
This is
righteous
true.
judgment and whatnot. It's going to be well defended, well fortified. I thought maybe it wouldn't be quite that, quite that populated. Like, it would be like a small elite sect, a few elites that we could slip around, but I'm having second thoughts. I absolutely want to get Silver out. I mean, we owe her that at this point, don't we?
Of course.
Certainly it is not in my nature to leave a companion behind.
I'm just not sure if we really have it in our disposal to do it right now, at least not like this. A full frontal assault would absolutely end in immediate termination.
It would. What if we could find a way to draw their attention? Get them to come out of the fortress under some pretense.
Feasible, I suppose.
You can aim me at them.
Locke's just kind of going to give Cad this sort of like a open-palmed, squinty-eyed, what? Expression.
You see before you an elephant who is not joking and is like lower lip quivering ever so slightly, trying really hard not to cry.
Oh,
Oh.
that is upsetting.
She's one of us.
Right. If we're going to cause a distraction, I'd rather it not be, something that could imminently get one of the group killed.
No, I was thinking something more like a dragon or a particularly angry troll.
Do we know a dragon?
I don't think Bjorn knows any personally, but he's definitely aware of some.
We interacted with one on Ebon.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Holy shit. We crossed paths with that one dragon in a bond. Silver just about had an orgasm when they met.
No.
We're all gonna die! Can I
Oh,
get your
nothing.
autograph?
Silver was super angry because she saw an elephant lady kick the dragon. She's like,
Yeah.
no!
But you also saw a dragon. Silver
Yeah.
having an orgasm is to be assumed.
Okay.
I think it's
So,
Surprisingly, this is actually in character. So weren't there like a whole tribe of warrior Loxodon in Ebon that like wanted to jump in and help people who needed help? They might be good to put on the list of who we're calling.
Maybe. I don't remember crossing paths with anyone like that myself, though. Did that happen during that moment when you were away?
You would have seen some of them come in to fight the dragon when they were in town.
The same person that had interacted with Cad and took him up to the temple was the very same one that had kicked the dragon. So all of you have met at least one Loxodon from up in Ebon that Oak would have enough of an image to potentially send sending to.
Alright, so, question. The dragon that we encountered up in Ebon was a metallic dragon, right?
She was a silver dragon.
Okay, so yeah, metallic. So, and metallic dragons are, generally speaking, good.
Yes.
Okay, so can I roll a history check or something to see if I know whether or not the Order of Helm has any particular respect for whatever for dragons? Like, they're not the Order of Bahamut, so they certainly wouldn't be anywhere near as, on board about it, but would an Order of Helm still have high respect for metallic dragons? Can I roll a history check to see if I know that?
Sure. Let me do a Google search to see if I can figure that out.
Okay.
I can tell you.
20, not natural.
Okay, well, if Sam has the answer, go ahead.
No.
No, they no respect for metallic dragons.
Well, they understand that they're powerful creatures and stuff, and they will give like their respect due. But it's a dragon, and they're not compelled to obey them. So,
Right.
I'd be like, yeah, they'll fight.
Because I was just thinking, like, the basic gist is Locke is thinking if we could get that silver dragon to point out that, hey, you guys are being manipulated by evil shitheads on the inside, Order of Bahamut or not, a dragon's words, I imagine, would still carry at least enough weight for people to tilt their heads, so maybe that could help?
I so want to join into this argument, but I can't.
It depends on how complicit they are in the evil that's going on. Corrupt paladins are a thing.
They are.
Which, actually, being that Bjorn, you, David, know that corrupt paladins are a thing. Would you think that Bjorn would?
I imagine paladins aren't terribly common on Ebon. But I also don't imagine Bjorn picked up everything he knows just blindly. He must have met another one at some point, at least gotten like the gist of what he needed to do to start this path, right?
Yeah.
But as to how much expertise that grants him, he met old Ben and he taught him how to knock some laser bolts aside, and then went away.
Roll for me for Bjorn. Roll for me a religion check.
Alright, sounds like a plan. Actually not one of my good ones.
So, yeah, 9, You don't really have much emphasis on that.
Okay.
But, well, does that mean you want to, what do you want to do with that, Locke? This is Oak. You don't want to rush headlong in. Do we want to still amass the people that we can and go and see what we can figure out? Or do we want to continue on with our other quests that we have an idea that we can actually do something about? Or
I don't know. I want to go after Silver. Every fiber of my being is saying, go get her, but without just a fuck ton of help and the best luck that we do not possess, I don't know if we actually have what it takes to pull it off.
I'm lucky 3 times per day.
That's... That is a very specific
Which means
assertion.
clock.
Alright, well, we've already at least contacted Riven, and she seemed like she was on her way.
Yeah, she is. That was another thing that happened while I was having my funky dreams. Vindsvept wouldn't let me talk to her.
Oh.
Yeah.
But that was
She was, oh yeah, she was about as confused as always when it comes to more complicated magical things. The dog got big.
Right.
Her leg is huge now.
Wait, it hasn't been that long. What? Oh.
I don't...
I'm going to roll a... Okay, knowledge of planes is not a thing in 5e. Would that be religion or arcana? I guess it would be straight intelligence, wouldn't it?
Probably, yeah.
It's not
That's
really a
just
magic
different.
or history kind of a thing. Fair enough. Boop. Hey, cool. 21. So...
Did you mean a check or a save?
Oh, I did do a check, didn't I? I did do a save, didn't I? It's the same thing, it wouldn't have mattered anyway.
Okay.
So, Oak is like... Wait, okay. So, you said Hollis is much bigger now?
Yeah.
And when you saw Riven in that one dream previously, not this one, but the one before it, that you saw her, she was in some sort of a faded, almost black and white dark area, you said, right?
I think so. It's been a hot minute.
Right. So, if that is where I think it is, and if I'm remembering correctly, I think time passes there differently, like it did when we were in Feywild. When we were in the Feywild, time passed in the Feywild, like time passed in directions of we were in the Feywild for much longer than we seemed.
Right.
And she did not go to Feywild. She went to Shadowfell. And Shadowfell's the reverse. So if she spent a even remote distant amount of long time in Shadowfell, she's probably been gone from her perspective for a couple of years.
Huh.
And that would explain why Hollis, or at least a year, at least that would explain why Hollis is much bigger.
Damn.
Well, either way,
That's a revelation and a half.
at least that's my understanding of it anyway. If Hollis is much bigger, it hasn't been, like you said, it hasn't been that long for us. So he shouldn't have been full grown unless there's some weird funky magic involved. You guys are having this discussion more or less outside of Vanya's house. The two of them are setting up to try to pack and organize what's going on, but we're letting you have conversations with your friends on your own.
I still think that if we can, we should probably call on that silver dragon. If nothing else, it's worth a shot. Having a dragon on our side would be an immense help.
I mean, I can try. I don't know if the...
It-
What's that, Bjorn?
No, go ahead.
I don't know the likelihood that she would listen, per se, but I can try.
Offer to do whatever she asks in return. We might need the help. If we have to do something in exchange, very well, I'm all for it.
And a dragon is exactly the sort of distraction that would get an army out the door.
And would keep them occupied for a while to boot. Not to mention, if it escalated into full-on conflict, the sort of power that a dragon brings to the table would absolutely give us at least a fighting chance.
If nothing else, she could clear a path for us to run through.
If nothing else, yeah. And then keep that path cleared for us to get out. Although, if we want to get out effectively, it would probably just be best to utilize a teleportation circle made by my mother and just pop back to Yukiagi all at once.
Yeah, exactly.
It would be,
I mean,
it would be
we-
really
we-
far away from where the battle was taking place. It would be difficult to track.
If we if we succeeded on any of that, then the escape plan is the teleportation circle from Alessandra. She would just need a means to time to set it up and actually draw the circle wherever we are. So we would have to basically be on guard wherever that was, and then we could all jump in and be gone, I would imagine. That said, we don't know if there's any teleportation circles in that temple. There might be, for all we know. But regardless, so you said that Riven was on her way, and you wanted me to try to make contact with that silver dragon again.
Yeah. It's worth a shot, if nothing else.
I can do that.
If the dragon doesn't want to help, what about the Loxodon?
Yes, we can contact your Loxodon friend as well. What was her name? Tantu, I believe, right?
I think so.
See what she has to say about things. And then it's possible she could go to UD82. Her and the whatever people from her temple could go to UD8 because they can use the teleportation circle in Mort, and the Blinkling there knows Caverton's teleportation circle, or at least Terrence did, and Terrence was from Mort, so maybe.
Yeah. Whoever you contact, though, Oak, it would be wise, prudent, I think, to emphasize not quite as much the rescue mission side of things and more the taking down a corrupt and terrible group. Because while our primary objective is getting Silver out, very few of the people we're going to be calling on are going to have a personal stake in her. They'd probably be more allured by the promise of getting rid of, a bunch of evildoers up in the mountains, posing behind, the thin veneer of, being righteous do-gooders, when in fact they're just a bunch of cunts.
Well, you make a good point on that, but at the same time, you also mentioned prior that those in the temple, not all of that army knows what's going on.
Yeah. Honestly, I don't know how much they know. And I have no way of knowing.
Well, to my way of thinking, they're standing the opposite side of the battlefield from us. So we have to treat them as enemies regardless.
Right.
That's not a pretty truth, but we're not going to get our friend back by playing soft with these people.
Right.
We don't want to ask Razzo, right?
Which one was that?
Razzo was the goblin turned halfling in Mork.
Ah, right. I
He
don't
was a
think
sneaky sort.
he is a sneaky sort.
Didn't we, beat the shit out of him when he first revealed his real identity to us?
Yeah, we kind of assumed incorrectly what he was doing and went on the offensive.
You went on the offensive against the guy that was assuming his identity, but you did actually give him his town back, so to speak. It's just he was twisting everything in his favor and then trying to capture Silver by the end of it. So he wanted Silver too.
I'm just saying that Razzo could probably either infiltrate or serve to be distracting.
It's possible, but it might also end up being just one more favor we'd have to owe. He doesn't seem the altruistic type.
Of course.
And while I'm happy to owe a favor to a silver dragon, I'm not so sure I'm happy to owe Razzo a favor. A silver dragon, we have at least some degree of assurance that their intentions will be noble, if lofty. With Razzo, not so much.
Although, with the dragon, we must keep in mind, it's gonna be a big task.
Right, but we've done
We
big
are-
things already. We're in the middle of doing big things.
True, we're making a big ask ourselves.
I mean, even before all this shit about, invading, about, trying to rescue someone from a Temple of Helm, we were already in the middle of some, not necessarily insignificant events. They were very much in the background as far as everyone else is concerned, but, the shit Noro is doing, and Dahlia and all that, it's not exactly small.
Right. Alright. So, seeing as how we're probably not going to go out into a fight in the immediate future, at least not nearby, I can still make use of sending to try to contact Tontu, the Silver Dragon, perhaps. Do you want to try Razo or just drop that?
I suppose it depends on whether or not we can get Tontu and the dragon. If we can't get the dragon, then sure, Razo. But if we can secure the dragon's help, then we don't necessarily need to call on him.
Right. Who was... Actually, we'll go this route. Alright. Oak will go ahead and make use of sending. He'll sort of focus on his holy symbol, and he will essentially pray out a sending message to the Silver Dragon, having seen her. Bjorn.
Yes.
I want you to roll for me a straight D20.
Straight D20, huh? Alright.
Flat D20.
There you
14.
go. 14.
So Oak sort of gets his response, and then he's... Well, she said she would be potentially willing to try and help. Her going in and facing off an army is not an ideal thing that she would want to be doing, but we would be owing her a favor. And gold.
Right. In gold, okay.
And gold.
Oh, a favor and gold, okay. Makes sense.
Like
Dragons do like their hoards.
Right.
I don't suppose she mentioned anything as to the amount of gold.
She did not.
To be discussed.
It was something that was needed to be discussed upon, actually coming to fruition with this plan. I told her that we were still contemplating what all we were going to do, and she can't just uproot and leave her lair and caves where she's at in Ebon either.
Yes, that makes sense. I feel like at this rate we're going to end up on a payment plan at some point.
Probably.
Because just the direction of this conversation makes me think that this is going to be more gold than we actually have, probably.
Yeah.
Probably. But to be fair, while we're passing through that temple, I mean, we have a rogue and someone who poses as a rogue a lot. Could snatch some stuff. Might help cover some of that.
A rogue and someone who poses as the rogue. Are you talking about you being the rogue and Yang posing as the rogue?
You're not there, shush.
I will let you play detective on that
Um,
Whichever context of that phrase is, Yang doesn't care. She spent this whole conversation tense as I'll get out, and she's like white knuckling around the quarterstaff that Silver gave her. So we have potential with the Silver Dragon.
So what is the plan with that? Are they like going to fly down here to discuss things, or
That's
what?
that's her thought. Yes.
Okay.
well, if she's going to fly all the way here to negotiate, we'd better have a good pitch.
Right.
Yeah. Something like that. And it's going to take her a while to get here because Yvonne was months out when we were traveling by sea, and she's going to either travel. I don't know her stance in getting here.
I imagine a dragon could still teleport.
Yeah.
I don't see a dragon setting out over the ocean.
A lot of dragons are powerful spellcasters.
Mm-hmm.
Who knows? Maybe she has friends that could teleport her.
Also true.
Thing is, where would she end up? Just all of a sudden, just a giant silver dragon appears in Caberton? I don't know.
Oh, excuse me. Oh, sorry. Oh, my wig.
Good lord.
Breaking news! Silver Dragon suddenly appeared in the middle of the teleportation cathedral. The entire building was shattered and exploded by the sudden appearance of such a large creature. It apologized profusely before flying off to the north for who knows what reason. Audiences and spectators had this to say. Damn! I'm sorry, go on.
For what it's worth, flying across the ocean for a month would not necessarily be doable for even the strongest of creatures.
No.
That depends.
To be
What's
fair,
the
flying speed is a fuck ton faster than sailing. Sailing is slow.
This is true. Like, how many miles are there between these continents, and what is the average flight speed of an unladen dragon?
That's also, regardless, silver dragons also have changed shape to allow them to polymorph into a humanoid. So she could totally turn into a person or any other kind of humanoid race, use a teleportation circle and morph, just like the Loxodon could, and then teleport into Caverton, be Caverton as a human, come out of Caverton, and make her way to the bridge in the same way everyone else could, theoretically.
This is true.
This just ends sightings
It's
of
not.
the silver dragon flying through.
She said that she would want to meet with us, and I did give her the meeting place at the bridge, so it's possible that she will be there with everyone else when we meet up with them, if that's the course of action that we take.
Alright.
So Alessandra said she could get to the bridge. The dragon can get to the bridge, and I guess we want to try to contact Tontu then as well. And then sending spell to Tontu. Roll me a flat d20, cat. Okay. So Oak speaks to Tontu briefly via the sending spell, and then he responds to that. Tontu said that she could come, but she was not necessarily going to try to force or pull a lot of other Loxodon from the temple. They wouldn't want to leave the temple largely unprotected, and a lot of them are still training, but she'll come.
Okay. Thank you for checking.
Alright, so just go over all the allies we've recruited for this so far. We've got Riven coming in with Cal and Hollis. We have my mother coming, my father, my half-sister, the party they've been traveling with, Silver Dragon and Tontu.
How many is that party? Other than your Locke's father and...
That would be good information to know.
Is 2. At least at the moment. Okay. Jill is supposed to return, but she hasn't yet. Because...
And then Silver Dragon and Tontu. That's 10 people.
On top of us. Right,
yes.
The other names, like Frederick, Vanya, Jill, and what are the other names?
Frederick, Vanya, Jill, and Alex. Pretty boy. Unless you wanted to try to contact the tiefling that ran off.
Huh. It's an option, I suppose.
And the thought occurs that each person we recruit might also know other people we could reach out to.
Regardless of how they're statted, each one can roll a flat d20. Just pointing that out. Cool.
Oh no.
We're gonna assemble all on like some epic cliff overlooking the ocean. It's like, we're coming for you, Silver.
Okay, so
it's gonna be the portal scene from Endgame.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Is that everyone?
Oh,
What,
my
you wanted
lord.
more?
Which-
In comes the dragon.
Which
Well, the dragon is like Captain Marvel in that scene.
So, see,
Yeah.
so the thing is, I would love for this kind of a thing to be like the final confrontation of my story outside of like the final boss. I don't want to figure out mechanically how to set all that up now.
No.
Well, it's still going to be
people.
probably a good few sessions before we even get there, so.
Yeah.
I mean,
Well-
that's true.
I don't know. I don't know. I give up.
You give up? What do you mean you give up?
It's like I said. I helped Dalrid with this
Mm-hmm.
and stuff, and I'm just sitting there going like, because I like to think, okay, like what can the party throw at us? And all of a sudden, curveball. Fuck it, I give up. This is
Curveball.
That's the nature of
this
the
is the second
game.
curveball you threw at me, so it just threw at us, and it's just bleh, whatever.
What, you mean the fact that all these characters might know other characters they can call on?
I direct everyone's attention briefly to the Discord chat.
Oh,
Oh,
the
here we go.
curveball was the dragon.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Honestly, I totally forgot about the dragon, but then the second we started talking about a bond, my mind was like, wait, shit, yeah, we met a dragon! It didn't like us, but we met one.
Like, if only we knew a dragon. It's like, about that.
About that, we do know one.
So yeah. With
This
that
party
in mind-
roster just keeps fucking growing.
With that in mind, it's,
I'm not here.
With that in mind, there is a brief, well, not brief, but there is a loud scuffle of, shall we say, some form of intrusion or action, if you will, going on at the northern gate, or would it be the southern gate? I'm not sure which. There is action things going on at the gate, similar to what had happened when the tiefling showed up before. The guards are making a lot of noise and seem to be blocking and preventing entry. And we are going to jump over to that area of the map temporarily because Riven,
Is it afternoon already?
it's getting there. Yes.
I mean, our characters have we've been going for an hour, and our characters have been talking for like the entire fucking time.
Oh
Yeah.
gosh, we have been.
That said, the guards, the wood elf guards here, are less than pleased about letting in a half-orc, the wood elf guards that don't like other races that aren't elves or humans. They're less than pleased about trying to let in a half-orc and a freaking dire wolf.
How many guards are there?
There are two.
There are two.
They
Okay.
are barring your entry more or less as best they can. They seem to be less than tense enough to try to stop you if you force your way through, though.
So Riven's just gonna be like, "This? Nah, I gotta be somewhere. Fuck off." She's just gonna start walking into town.
Just trying to walk past them.
Yeah, with
Also,
Hollis.
the map hasn't changed for me, by the way.
Well, I haven't changed the map.
No, we're
Ah.
still in the same.
You're
Okay.
still in Damafjord. So Carol is with you, and she's just like, Riven, wait.
What?
How about we just make this easy? She indicates
What?
Hollis. The fact that two of you can just ride on his back and jump over the guards.
Is he big enough for two? I know he's a large beast and can possibly carry one.
He can
Well,
at
she
least
can
carry.
carry a hawk.
He can at least carry one. And Cal is just like, no, I mean, you can jump over with him.
Yeah, his speed is 50, so I don't know where Locke is. in this town?
I mean, we heard the scuffling, right?
You did.
So we could start heading in that direction, right?
I don't
Yes.
know. I guess her first instinct is gonna be like, okay, let's just get to the tavern as fast as we can.
Mhm.
So
Um,
Riven is on,
Hollis.
jumps on Hollis, and basically rides to the tavern.
Rides
There
into
is
the
one.
gate through the tavern. Alrighty. So,
It'd be like, fuck you, guards. It's not your week.
That said, we have, yeah. Boop.
Oh, Lord. That is large.
Hollis's fur is darker than I remember.
It is.
For some reason I always figured he was like more like a white or mountain wolf coloration, not black.
Oh, yeah. He might have changed
It's
color.
like grayish.
And then also, boop. There we go.
So this cloaked figure with the skull on her head is just riding through town on a direwolf. Be like, yeah, no, nothing to see.
And as you make your way into the gate, you instantly find yourself with what will probably be obvious to you as a tavern that is over here. And there is a temple-like area that's down here to the south. And at this point, the other groups of the party, if you're going through the scuffle, you can make your way this way.
Yep.
Can you move Riven's token and Hollis's, Sam?
Yes.
Good.
Just walk right through the house. Who cares? Knock it
Yeah.
over. Property damage is for buffoons.
Indeed. So, yeah, you guys make your way over that way. If I'm assuming you're coming from towards the scuffle. Those who don't know who Riven is, see a cloaked figure riding on the back of a very large dire wolf, and a wood elf person that is nearby. Actually, no, they don't see a wood elf. They currently see an owl.
Owl!
Just
Well,
riding along.
Riding on the shoulder of the cloaked person on the back of the dire wolf.
well, Bjorn doesn't know who this is, but he does know we've been calling for people. So he'll sort of lean over to whoever's closest, Cad, I suppose. Like, is this one of ours?
I don't know.
Well, wonderful.
Cat hasn't met this one yet.
Yong is like, yes,
What are you guys gonna
yes,
do?
it is. And Yong is running over this way.
And Locke is running over that way too.
Yeah. Bjorn will follow along at a more casual pace, I suppose.
Alrighty. So, you're going around the corner, making your way towards the tavern, and you see Locke and Oak and Yong and two other folks that you don't know, one of which is a Loxodon elephant person. The other one has got huge antlers on his armor. And
Deer man, elephant man. Okay.
yes. Yeah. Do you continue towards the tavern, or do you stop and get off Hollis?
Well, do I actually see them since I'm heading towards the tavern, which is over this way, so my back's turned to them?
I mean, technically, perception, sure. Yes, you do.
Yeah. Okay, then, yeah, she's gonna just stop and get off. And walks over to them.
Well, Locke is going to tackle Hug Riven.
Like hitting a brick wall.
I mean, with your strength and hers, yes, pretty much. No roll required. You're just not gonna knock her over. Just not.
I mean, I'm not trying to knock her over. I'm trying to hug her.
Yeah, just be careful not to knock the wind out of yourself.
Shut up. Shut the fuck up. You up on the spot too.
Give us a solid description of Riven there, Sam. For those who have not seen.
Well, I guess when Locke comes up to hug her, she's going to give kind of an awkward hug back. Because she's still just social. And So the cloaks move out of the way. She is a grayish skin half-orc with muddy red hair that's shaved on the sides and a braid. She has a couple of piercings and scars. Dressed in leather, like the same. To Locke and all the ones that remember her, it's the same armor, but there seems to be something new about it, like some fresh leather. And as her arms move the cloak out of the way, she has 2 battle axes hanging off her sides. And then you got Hollis, a big, giant direwolf.
Yep. And then riding on the back of, or on the shoulder of said half-orc cloaked individual, there is a
An owl.
a nice run-of-the-mill looks for a standard like barn owl.
Glad you could make it.
She pats you on the head.
Now I'll pull back and then gesture to Bjorn and Cad. This is Bjorn and this is Cad.
Pleasure to meet you.
I bow.
She nods.
Sup?
No, it's kind of like she's like looking at you guys, but she's like, you can slightly tell there's like antisocial going on. Be like, yeah, okay.
Riven is not a people person.
No,
Yeah,
we almost didn't form a group in the beginning.
because of that.
Young
But now
will,
Locke is absolutely attached.
Yes.
Young will offer up her hand as to shake Riven's, and it's just good to have you back.
Pat on the head.
don't shake the hand, just pat the head.
Yes.
Okay. I will awakened mind to Riven to say, and don't worry, I have not once let them live down their mistakes.
Oh, that's fine.
So what the hell happened to the dog? And that's out loud as I turn to Hallis.
Ooh.
Ooh?
It
Is he-
depends on how important you want to go save your friend. Because it's kind of a long story.
That requires me to start from the beginning of my adventure on alone.
I guess that can wait for the moment then. As for the deal with my friend,
What
discussing.
are the guards doing, by the way?
The guard who
I'm just curious whether or not they followed.
no, they didn't. You jumped over
Okay.
them, and they sort of turned back. They were sort of expecting the direwolf to be more aggressive and things, and then you weren't. And then the wood elf, the only person that they would have been willing to even try to converse with, turned into an owl. So they were like, okay,
Yep, okay.
these are just adventurers. They're not going to really hurt anything. They're probably just going to pass through. And seeing a wood elf turn into an owl, they are now under the assumption that the dire wolf is not an actual dire wolf. Incorrectly, but that's their thoughts. So, that aside, they're sort of just keeping an eye out toward you, but not really doing much of anything.
Okay. I guess continue. I just wanted to know what the cards were doing.
Yep, that's fine.
Okay, so I will have Locke give the quick and dirty version of the plan that we've managed to put together, along with the list of the allies we've managed to enlist.
A dragon. You want to get a dragon involved to fight an army.
I mean, for what it's worth, she's agreed to at least hear us out.
How? Did you
We-
befriend a dragon?
Well, befriend might be a bit strong. We crossed paths quite by chance after we accidentally screwed up something of hers, but we managed to get it kind of sorted out. We, paid some reparations to cover the cost of the shit we fucked up, and well, we're
And
off.
yet she thought it would he convened to come and help strangers?
We're offering to owe her a favor and pay her in exchange for her help.
Oh, pay.
Yeah, dragons do like their hordes and whatnot. Not to generalize or
Yeah.
anything.
How much money do you all have?
Not
Hey,
enough,
sorry,
but we can get. Not enough, but we can get more.
How?
We are attacking a temple.
We can
There is
dedicate,
going to be valuable shit in there.
temple.
we can dedicate a side arc to just grinding a little bit.
Yes, a temple that is basically a stronghold in a mountain with an army.
Right.
We'll pay the dragon with justice.
Oh, good luck with that, elf.
Yeah. Me and Bjorn will lean over and be like, the dragons would prefer the gold.
Yeah, I know. Bottom line is, the point isn't to take down the fortress. The objective is to get in, get silver, and get out.
Yeah, that's the thing. How are you going to get in?
Still working on that.
Okay.
It was either going to be by stealth or violence, depending on whether the dragon decided to help.
Violence will just get us all.
Well, the dragon is doing the violence. If the dragon doesn't come, then we have to be sneaky.
We could still be killed.
Could always be killed. I get choked to death on my ale this afternoon.
That dragon could show up and be like, yeah, okay, I can help you. And then realize later in the middle of a fight, like, hey, I'm taking way too much damage here, and just leave. Which screws us over.
Indeed. I mean, the idea is cause a big enough distraction for us to sort of punch through or slip in. And after that, once we're in and we've gotten what we need to get, the dragon can just go on her merry way while we slip out via teleportation spell.
And how are you gonna get the gold to her before she leaves?
Figuring it'll probably have to be a case where we, pay it off in chunks.
Chunks.
Yeah, can't pay
Right.
it back all at once. Essentially, we're allowing ourselves to be indebted to a dragon.
Yeah, I don't know how I feel about that.
I mean, you're not the one who has to pay, so...
Okay, I see.
I mean, hey, I'm just putting it how it is. You're not the one who's trying to make the deal with the dragon.
Yeah, I mean, it's a good point. By all accounts, the one
Oh,
that's going
you
to
just
be...
want my help to get you guys into the temple, then?
Well, no, of course not. We want you back here with us. But as far as, your gold going into the gold to pay the dragon, that's not necessary, is all he's saying.
Yeah. I mean, if you
Yeah,
want to
that's the
contribute,
thing. I don't
absolutely,
really
but I'm
have
not going to
much
ask that of you.
Well, no, never mind. I do have money. Never
Yeah.
mind.
As it is, if you want to contribute to that, we won't say no, but we're not going to ask it of you.
We're more than willing to want you to have you rejoin with us if that is what you wish to do. You have more stake in this whole Noro thing anyway. Silver never even met the guy.
Yes, but I wasn't the one helping you get there.
The barn owl on Riven's shoulder will just sort of flutter down and then come back up into the wood elf that is Cal. Ultimately, we
Bjorn
will hear-
just... I was going to say, Bjorn gets a dumb smile. He likes it when people turn into stuff and back. It's cool.
Wait,
fun.
so
like it's
can
a-
we see his face? Is his helmet off?
Oh yeah, it's like... It doesn't have a faceplate or anything. It's more of just a pot helm with some antlers attached.
And he's smiling at Cal.
He's just giving a dumb, goofy, I just saw something cool kind of look.
Hey, pay attention to this conversation.
Alright. But he continues to smile.
Alright.
It's fine. Regardless, Riven, they wish to have your help and wish to have their friend back. If you want to... She kind of chuckles to herself and is like, if you want to be the rational mind to tell them that it's a dumb idea,
It is a dumb idea. We're what? 1, 2, 3, 4,
Has to count on her fingers.
6. Yeah, 'cause she doesn't know like anyone else that's joining. She's just seeing this group that we have now. She counts out the number.
She counts out the number on her fingers, then walks over to Locke and like grabs his wrist and holds his hand up. Hold still. 11. 12.
Well, we don't have. We got.
We are going to
We got
we are
8
going to
people
potentially get more people
right now.
to. Yeah, we do potentially have more coming in to help us. We just have to meet them on the bridge north of Caverton. This is where all of them are told they're going to go.
Do we know any devils?
What? Where the fuck did that question come from?
Chat.
I don't know.
And Cad.
Yeah.
What'd she say?
No, I'm just sitting there going like, I just read like, we're trying to make a deal with the dragon. Do we know any devils?
Right. Oh yeah.
I'm like, do we?
I don't know.
I don't know. Does the chick with fire hair count? 'Cause
No.
I don't want to make a deal with her.
It was a joke out of character.
The
Yes.
fire genasi.
To be fair, Riven probably had encountered a few people that were close in caliber to that when she was in Shadowfell for a while, but she can't contact them with sending and wouldn't want to anyway because they're not exactly. They're less trustworthy than Razo, if trustworthy at all.
Yeah.
Alright, so it's going to take some time for at least some of them to get to the bridge in Caverton. Do we want to just go straight to there and wait? I would imagine most of them would know to sort of wait on us, but whether or not we can get there in time. What do we want to do in the meantime? Do we just want to go to Caverton to the bridge?
I mean, do we really have time to do anything else? I don't think we do.
Because the dragon's on her way here, correct?
Yeah.
I guess.
Yeah, so I guess we just head straight for the bridge. I don't think we have time to run any side errands.
Right.
It's certainly bad luck to keep a dragon waiting.
Absolutely. I have only met the one dragon, and I am already in complete agreement with that statement.
And this one was a nice dragon.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's
Well, I guess we make our way there then. And sort of at that point.
Days, right?
What was that?
It's going to take us a couple of days to walk there.
Probably.
Oh, yeah. Definitely.
Okay, then that's enough time for her to tell you guys like the adventure she's been on.
insist that during our journey, Bjorn will be riding Rupert. Because he hasn't been doing that enough lately.
Fair enough.
Deer man riding elk, and then we got a half orc riding a direwolf.
And to be fair, a small half-elven boy riding an elephant man.
Now we just need a dwarf on a saber tooth and we'll have the whole set.
What about oak?
Hmm.
Well,
He just has to
actually,
he just has to multi-class
Oh.
into druid, and then he could turn into the wolf, and then Yonk could ride him.
well, that's the thing. Cal's here.
Cal is here.
Everyone's here. Roll initiative.
I think she's a druid of the moon. I think.
She
can't
is a
remember
druid,
which-
Circle of the Moon druid. Yes.
Yeah. So she can get those crazy.
She can get the higher level beast to potentially turn into. Yes.
Yeah. So I guess for the most part, everyone can have mounts.
I mean, theoretically, but nothing that Cal can turn into would be big enough to hold two people, and you have two people that still don't have a mount, quote unquote, mount. Because you
Yeah.
have Oak and you have
Either-
Yong. So,
Well, Young's a half person.
And Cad's 1.5.
traveling is happening. Discussions can be had as part of this. Do you, out of character Sam, want to discuss basically the premise of what Riven got into while she was gone? Because that is the thing you could do.
Depends if anyone's curious.
They
Locke
did
would
ask-
absolutely like to know.
They had
Yeah.
asked about it previously, yes.
So, where to begin? So she headed north towards, I guess, near the Mundane Grove up there in the north. She went up there and camped out a bit. Found a friendly outpost to hang out with. Nice people. And then one day, while she was camping, there was battle. She met a succubus who attempted to take Puppy Hollis away, but Riven traded and be like, alright, fine, I'll take me and stuff. And so she went to the mountains, where she met a shadow figure. She attempted to confront the shadow figure, but was windwalled. And after the discussion, the shadow person left a manticore for her to fight. And she barely won that. It fell down the mountainside. And if it was not for Cal venturing up there, Riven would have died to a manticore.
Manticores are tough bastards, I bet.
Yeah. And
she soloed a
repaired
manticore.
her. For the most part, she wrestled it off of a cliff, which did most of the damage. So, and she repaired her armor, that's why it looks a bit newish. Then she went traveling up north of Caracal. She found a druid village, which she was able to get into. And she's just been following around, trying to figure out who this shadow person was. That's why she went to Shadowfell. And time was all wonky.
Yep. She traveled into Shadowfell, disappeared for a while, finally made her way back relatively recently, by comparisons, and then she was up north above the mountains near Caracal in the forest up there, and was contacted by Oak and was like, hey, come help. And she came help. And here she is. So it is going to take 3 days of travel for you guys to make your way towards Caverton, or at least towards the bridge anyway. Yes, the bridge.
Because we know most of the party's not allowed in Calverton.
Most of the party is not. Well, some of the party is allowed in Caverton, but most is not. Yes. Well, actually, Bjorn can go in there.
Riven can go in there.
Riven
Cal can go in there.
Bjorn, Riven, and
I don't
Cal
think-
can go in there. No one else can.
Yeah.
Whoop.
So you guys traverse, make your way.
Oh yeah. Isn't aren't Frederick and them traveling with us when we
Yes,
leave?
They came along as you left.
Then yeah, Locke will take the chance when he, at some point, to introduce Riven to the fam.
Mm-hmm. Which, on that, you have a nice duo personality thing. Vanya is really interested in the direwolf.
Yeah.
And much like her brother, half-brother, she is wanting to use Mage Hand to pet him. When she sees that Locke does that, she does that.
I'm liking my half sister more and more.
However, Alex, pretty boy, has a complete opposite opinion. He's avoiding the direwolf like the plague.
Ah, is he scared?
A little bit. Frederick, on the other hand,
Come
is
on,
in
man.
Hmm?
Riven's just making fun of Alex.
So yes, you guys travel for a bit. I'm going to go ahead and let my at least the players that are here can go ahead and roll perception checks. There's NPC perception checks, but I got a ton of NPCs I'd have to roll for if I did that. So
Don't worry about it.
I'm not going to worry about that too much.
Just hit the
21.
lucky roller.
19.
This is
I
perception.
think the only one you would need to, if you want to roll, is Oak. If
Yeah.
dead, too horrible.
This is true. See it 12, smell it 15.
Roll the same as the person who has a +1.
That's funny.
And then I'll go ahead and roll for Yang because I can do that as well. And you could theoretically roll Wisdom on Hollis if you wanted to. Actually, I think Hollis actually has perception
Yeah, he
And-
has a +3 perception.
and advantage on it.
He does? Oh,
Mhm.
hearing and smell.
Yep.
19 for Hollis.
You can actually. Can you get to his sheet?
Yeah.
You should.
Oh, can I
Huh?
just click on, like, the perception and stealth?
Yeah, you should be able to.
Okay. I didn't know.
Try it. I'll take whichever's higher, but go ahead and try it. Just to make sure it works properly. There we go. Ta-da!
Yay!
So,
Oh,
guys-
I guess. Do we need to explain why his name is Hollis?
I've honestly forgotten why we named him Hollis.
Because we fished him out of a river.
And
So
Hollis.
Hollis is elf for water.
Ah. Right.
At least that's
Okay.
what you said, because you were the one that came up with the name.
I'm sorry, it's been like 2 years since that
It,
session.
it has.
This campaign's been going for 2 fucking years.
Yeah, that kind of what happens when I want the sessions. When I want the campaign to go as long as something like Critical Role, but we play for half as often. So,
I mean, if ever we have a campaign with us where I'm the DM, I'll probably ask for weekly if that's at all possible, because bi-weekly means I have time to forget shit.
Weekly.
it's fine. I would imagine that even if I was running another game, if the game was not as mechanically intensive for me to have to build encounters and stuff, I could do it by week. I could do it every week. But as far as this one like this, where I have to build encounters and characters, yeah, it takes a long time when you have a full-time job at the same time. Anyway, so you guys rolled some pretty high perceptions all around the board there. Relatively speaking, other than the random 8,
Yep.
I mean, which is on point for Bjorn.
It's on brand. He's just the unluckiest one of us.
I'm just gonna start headcanoning it that he is always actually drunk. He's just
No.
every time you look at him and he's making a roll, he's doing it mid-swig.
You guys are traversing along this area here as the first trip of the day and whatnot. You guys are traversing. You are about here or so.
But
And-
where? Our token hasn't moved.
Give him
There you go.
time.
There we go.
Wow, crossroads.
You about
Dum,
made it
dum,
to the
dum.
crossroads, yes. Sort of late at night at this point, and not sure how watches go with your bigger party. Blah blah blah. Doesn't matter. Whoever wants to be the one who got the highest perception. Technically, it was
I
Riven.
did. Yeah.
So, Riven,
Yes.
you and Hollis see a rather peculiar sight for you guys. You see I don't have a battle map for this because I was sort of hoping you guys would go other directions and I wouldn't have to supplement what was going on with random things. But this makes sense to happen here, so that's fine. Because of what you guys did in Cursed Hills. Cool. you see a rather interesting sight. Sort of off the edge of the road, near the bushes, there appears to be from you're 21, from the distance that you can see, there appears to be for lack of a better way to put it, the corpse of a woman. Or at least a body of a woman, mostly clad in nothing, that is, scantily clad, I should say, with long, reddish, almost purple hair. You can't get much else of her features, and all you have is that she is unconscious at the edge of the brush near the road.
Riven's gonna go over.
Go over to investigate.
Yep.
Okay.
And she's alive, he said?
Roll medicine. 4. Well, she's not moving at all. She also seems to be... It's a little hard for you to discern because it's dark. Dark vision is actually sort of black and white for characters who have dark vision.
Yep.
So it's hard for you to discern color, but even with your 4, you do see that she has some cuts and bruises and things, maybe dried blood, long dried blood, and she appears to be unconscious. With your medicine check of 4, you don't see to notice that she's breathing in any way.
Okay. Someone?
What's up?
There's a body over here.
Oh shit, I totally missed that.
Gonna go over and investigate. Who wants to go and look at the body? Cal and Oak are both probably gonna look and see what they can find.
Yeah, Bjorn.
Yeah, I'll go have a look-see too.
Bjorn for sure.
Elephant Man going along?
Sure.
Okay. So, yeah. You sort of investigate, and the group looking more into what's going on over here, especially with somebody like Oak who has a high perception and potential medicine score, and Cad, because of your strong sense of smell, because your perception check is specifically in smell. Also Hollis.
We get super advantage, right?
Well, Hollis is not wanting to approach this body, at all. And Cad, you get a strong sense, or rather, somewhat familiar based on what you guys had encountered in previously, a rather familiar sense of undead from the scent on this person.
Dinky.
Did you just say kinky?
Stinky.
Dinky.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry. For some reason, my mind went to dirty places when I heard that. I wasn't really paying attention, so I thought I heard kinky. My bad.
Whatever does it for you.
She also seems to be weirdly, partially buried in the ground. The only part of her that you can see currently, you can see most of her upper torso and head and arms.
She's an iceberg. Run.
Her legs are in the ground.
Her roots run deep. Run.
She's a tree! Fluttershy would be so proud.
Bjorn would like
to be a tree.
Don't do that.
Tree.
Why not?
Bjorn will draw his sword. Bjorn wants to draw his sword and poke the body and see if anything happens.
Okay.
The ultimate medical test. Stick prod.
Alright. You have a magical blade.
This is true.
Glowing.
Well, initiative.
That's a good question. Is my sword glowing right now?
It's a good point. All of you are awake. Your sword is, it's not having to, like, magically wake you up or make you aware, but you get the sense that, there might be a potential trap involved here. And
Is my danger sense going off? Same thing.
same kind of thing, yeah. It very well
So-
could be.
When I notice my sword has that feel to it, I'm going to kind of like wave everyone to take maybe a step back, and then I will continue with the poke.
I will continue with the poke.
Locke could mage hand poke remotely.
Could, but if it is a danger, Bjorn wants to be close enough to stab it immediately.
Ready in action to stab.
Basically. If I can get away with that, I will.
Yeah, I mean, essentially.
Alright, if it jumps at me, I will stab it.
Alright. Well, as I said, I don't have a map for this, but
It's like 10 people against one thing.
yeah,
possibly.
it's probably not going to amount to very much, if anything at all.
I'll cheer Bjorn on for advantage. You can do it, buddy.
Wait, is she face down?
Hmm?
And she's slightly buried?
She is slightly buried, yes.
Is hair covering the face or whatever?
Mostly, yes.
Can Silver move the hair out of the way?
I mean,
Riven.
Riven.
I mean, if you want to be pretty close as Bjorn is to poke it, sure.
Yeah. This is a woman who sat there and went headfirst into a giant dire badger hole. So.
I mean, yeah. You also fought a manticore.
Manticore. Well, the thing is, Bjorn's standing next to her, so she's not alone.
Oh no, she's very much not alone. So
We're poking and prodding at this body. Be like, hey, what happened? Poke, poke. Badger,
funny.
badger, 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 badger.
It's a dire.
Mushroom.
Oak is staying back. Is Cad staying close by?
I would say definitely within spring forward range if required, and as far away as I could spring backward if required. Mm-hmm.
Right. So
What's my movement? 40.
your movement is huge.
So
Um,
I'm about 25 feet away.
Sure.
Go either way with it.
Yes. So you poke. You sort of move the hair. Riven sort of moves the hair out of the way. You see that she has scars along her face, much like the scars along her shoulders, and very, very dead eyes.
Maybe it should go.
And you are holding an action to attack. You may attack Bjorn because she is suddenly going to reach for your blade.
It's a
All right.
tactical line.
In that case, let's do a chance.
It's like blades are replaceable, friends aren't. He throws his blade that way, runs the other direction. Oh wow,
All right.
that's a smack.
I'm
What are
just
you when
gonna-
you're done with Bjorn? Bjorn is not allowed to roll that high.
Hey now, sometimes he can be good when the fighting is on. Besides, he's super tense right now because there's this zombie possibility, right?
All right, yeah, because he's terrified of bodies.
So the adrenaline is just blah, blah, right through his system.
Yeah.
But I'm assuming the 26 will hit.
Oh yeah, it'll definitely hit.
I thought it might. Only 5 points.
Alrighty.
I will not smite this time because I'm not 100% sure that I'm smiting an evildoer yet.
I will do for the first time ever on the world map, an initiative roll.
Yeah.
Your
That's gonna
characters-
be a
15.
You don't have characters to click on, so it's fine.
10.
Oh, well, the undead lady's gonna be dead, so. 'Cause
Pretty much.
I got an 18.
I'll just make a.
Oh, yeah. There was something I was going to ask. Bjorn offers Aura of Protection as a passive, right?
Yep. His
that
plus
is-
3. His is plus 3.
What-
His is
what-
plus 4.
+3. Okay. I need to make that adjustment on my character sheet.
Okay.
I'm assuming it's always active, pretty much.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. Could be relevant.
And then, because she has an initiative roll now, she's very high level compared to everybody else, but that's fine.
And she's slow. Okay.
She is slow though. Yeah. I know I couldn't send to the turn order because I don't have tokens on the board. That's fine.
It said that to each of us.
I know. It said that to me too.
Right.
So 14 Young, 17th Oak, and 16 Cows. Cows just before Riven. How about that? Alright, so and then I need to roll for her. Good. Duh. Okay, yeah, she's probably more than screwed at this point. What's your dexterity, Locke?
My initiative was 10.
Yeah. Is your dexterity more than 1 or is it 1?
My dexterity is +2.
Okay, so you're before her. Alright, so
Who is the 16?
the 16 is Cow.
Oh. Gotcha.
So, she reaches up with her clawed hand and grabs it at Bjorn's sword as Bjorn's ready to action goes off and he smacks her for 5. And initiative, combat, Cad. You can choose to jump forward or strike.
So, yeah. Something reached up and Bjorn smacked it. I'm going to charge forward, frothing at the mouth just a little bit, and I'm going to try and sledgehammer it down into the ground from whence it is partially buried. Get back down in there.
Alrighty.
So, I'm going to recklessly hammer away. Does a 22 hit?
Yep.
For 15.
Alrighty.
Second hit. Does a 19 hit?
19 does hit. Yep.
For 14 more. And specifically, I'm trying to punch it down into the ground if that's relevant.
Right. You're what is it? Whack-a-mole. Dum.
Yes, exactly. That's the imagery.
Alrighty. So with that, Oak is going to sort of stand back, staying far enough back from whatever's going on with this crazy lady in the ground. And having used much of his spells prior with sending, he is going to do Toll the Dead. Ding! Because that is a
Cantrip.
cantrip. Yes, that's what I was looking for.
Isn't that the thing that hits harder if they've already taken damage?
Yep.
I think they took a little.
They did take a little. He's at least 5th level of cleric, but not 12. So it's 2d12 damage, assuming she fails her wisdom save. So she did. So 2d12. Kaboom. And then there, it is to Cal, who she is actually going to sort of smile at the group. She knows that this isn't really a huge threat. She's assuming it's not. She also wants to see what Oak or Locke and his friends are capable of doing, especially when she sees a elephant man go charging and spectral warriors and whatnot and things. So she's just sort of gonna hang back and appears to be preparing a spell in case something disastrous happens. That's her turn of initiative. Riven.
My turn?
Yep.
Alright, let's just do simple. Hold on, let me check something. Yeah, so she's just gonna attack.
Because you have 2 weapons fighting to allow you to attack multiple times.
Yeah.
You do.
So-
How does that work? One swing with each, and then extra attack is one single extra.
Basically, what it is, it's like normally it would be one attack, and then a bonus action attack when you're doing dual wielding. But since she's a level 5 ranger, she's got that extra attack, so it's attack. So does a 12 hit?
Nope.
Okay. Does a 16 hit?
A 16 will hit.
No,
Yes.
no, but I'm playing D&D, so I can't. She's
5
walking.
slash-
I don't know. Go away. My mom got told me up to her. Now, shoo! Trying to play D&D. We're fighting a dead zombie lady or something.
That's a
I don't know. The Dungeon Master hasn't been particularly clear.
Yeah, it was
Close the door!
24 hits.
God damn, Grandma.
So 5 slashing with the normal battle axe, and then 10 slashing with the magic one.
Alright.
Which is... I can't remember, what does Vicious do again?
Vicious is a crit thing.
Okay.
You'd have to crit with it.
Yes! Well, is it another Vicious axe?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh,
you have
okay, I
to.
didn't know we got it identified.
Because
It
at some point
looked-
after you left, I got a vicious axe that I decided to hold on to for you. I totally forgot about it.
When you roll on a 20 on an attack roll with this magic weapon, they take it, according to D&D Beyond, they take an extra 7 points of damage of the weapon's type.
It's just a
7?
static +7.
Well, it seems to be just a static +7, which anything can be vicious. So you could get a weapon that's like a dagger that's vicious that does 1d4, and then all of a sudden extra 7 damage just because. On
Okay,
bigger things, it's sort of bland, but yeah, you have it on both. So
Yeah, and then my Rachel Halford goes Savage attacks for crits.
yeah, savage attack on crits. Yep.
We should totally upgrade Envy. Vicious Envy sounds cool.
Alright. So Young, seeing Cad play whack-a-mole, Young is going to play whack-a-mole.
Just an undead iceberg mole.
Big undead iceberg mole.
I'm not convinced there's not more to it underground.
16 will hit. Extra attack arc. 12 won't. Flurry of blows arc. 14 won't. 14 won't. So 16 won't. So for 6.
Wow.
Alrighty. Locke.
All right. Well, everyone's just kind of ganging up on the body, right?
Pretty much.
Yep.
She reached and grabbed at Bjorn's sword, and then Bjorn smacked her because ready to action, and then she is getting wailed on by your party.
Locke is going to blink, shrug his shoulders, and he is just gonna do a quick double pop of Eldritch Blast, I suppose.
Yep. 12 missed. 19 hit though. That's 10.
Mm-hmm.
Alrighty.
Oh. Wait. Okay. That's strange.
So, with that in mind, it now comes to the creatures, the zombie lady's turn finally.
She's still alive.
Yep. So, Bjorn, she has grabbed her sword. She is then wailed upon from all directions from various party members in various ways. She is going to pull her sword and pull herself out of the ground.
Is this like an action to do this?
This is going to be the majority of her action, yes. But she has multi-attack, so I am going to give her a chance to smack when she's out of the ground. Especially considering what she's going to smack with.
So how is she pulling herself up? Is that done by an attack roll?
Essentially.
She has disadvantage on it.
But it's not an attack. It's not causing damage or grappling.
She's pulling herself up by his sword.
Yeah.
She's not grappling him. On the attack roll against an enemy that isn't you, it's not an attack roll. She had a hold of Bjorn's sword when he stabbed at her.
Okay. Mm-hmm.
And that's what she's using as leverage to pull herself free.
Okay.
Following that, she pulls herself free, and you see that yes, there is most definitely much more to her than that.
I knew it. See, it's a trick. I knew.
Her upper torso is that of a female human, and the lower half of her torso is that of some sort of feline or lion. She's a lamina.
No.
I have never heard of this creature before.
Have you not? They're pretty cool.
I mean, they sound like it, but I have never heard of one before. I've heard of lamias.
Yes, that. Sorry. I can't.
A lamia.
I can't word. But
so it's like a snake person.
Yeah, lamias are supposed to be snake.
They can be snake. They can also be tiger.
This is news to me. They've always been snakes from where I've stood.
I just did a Google image search. The first image is from D&D Beyond, and it is exactly what he's saying.
Huh.
Okay.
Like, it's a bunch of snake girls, and then there's this in the chat whenever it uploads in 5 years.
Yep.
Huh. Interesting.
But it's this, but undead.
Specifically, she looks something like this. It's slightly purple. Anyway.
Undead.
So as she pulls herself free, the front claws of the lion part of her torso is going to slash at Bjorn, which she does get disadvantage on because stupid things.
Do we want to stay and fight this?
It's Bjorn, yes?
Yeah, she's striking.
Yeah.
That's a miss. Very much a miss. But now she is free. And she is growling menacingly and partially... It's like somewhere between a zombie moan and a growl.
Or roar?
Or roar, yeah. Sorry. Yeah. So it is now to Bjorn. She is now free.
Put her back on.
Alright.
And obviously an undead zombie lion lady.
Well, Bjorn is very uncomfortable about this, but he has a solution.
Not a zombie.
It's not a full zombie, and Bjorn has an answer. There will be a divine smite attached to that one. It's already a pretty good one to start with. We will cast it at the highest level I can, which is 3. And it is an undead.
Yes, indeed.
So I get more damage. 23 and 12, 35. plus my second attack.
which you don't need.
Awesome!
Because your smite knocked her right out of her her HP after your initial 12 was 22.
Nice. So we just say like I take the head off in one swing?
Yeah.
Okay.
And it is just like 6 seconds of scary and then dead.
Bjorn looks at his kill and then just starts like, that was funny, everyone.
It was?
That's funny.
I thought it was going to be such a terrible problem when it was this undead thing, and then it died again. It's Bjorn just lets out a big old sigh of relief and goes to lean against the nearest thing that can be leaned on that isn't a person. Rupert, I suppose.
You need to take a nap.
No. Bjorn's got the adrenaline going now. He's in a good mood.
Stop anytime. I don't have a problem.
Right. Should we
Alright.
head further away and then set up camp?
Sure, that sounds good.
Okay.
Just gonna leave the corpse in the middle of the road? Or, well, on the edge of the
Yep.
road, rather?
Yep.
Yep, let
Yep,
someone else
yep.
deal with it. We're done. We're done with it.
Fair enough.
Bjorn will... no, it's a Lamia head, so it looks like a human head. That could be weird later. I'm not taking it.
Hold on. Carol, do you have anything with fire?
I mean, yeah. Of course I do.
Can you just burn it so it doesn't come back?
Oh.
Oh wait, no, he's decapitated. Never mind.
Yeah, I mean, it's pretty much gone.
Yeah, okay, let's just go. Let's go. We need to get to the bridge.
Although it is worth noting, anyone who looks towards the this creature after it's already gone, it does seem to be giving off a somewhere between purple and black, almost green, varying degrees of colors of mists, especially from the area where the head was severed from the neck.
Yeah, let's go. Let's go.
Yeah, let's not hang
Yep.
out too close to that.
The
Cad
night
being
is still
the-
young. Let's go.
Cad being the one that always collects random crap, I go get a bottle of the. No, I'm kidding.
Oh, no.
Luckily, you don't have any bottles. Although you did
I
have
do. I have bottles of ink.
You do, yeah. Anyway, so you guys make your way a little bit of ways away, and then finally set up camp more properly for the night. Yeah. Riven, do you still use your blanket lock? Even though it got a little bit.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, it'll probably mostly repaired by now.
Fair enough. Take a couple days to repair itself, more or less. Yeah.
Oh, hey, you got yourself a little homemade tent, huh?
Yeah, something like that.
I mean, Riven, you
Okay.
not understanding magic, you see him with a patchwork blanket, floof it out, and then also
Yeah.
a tent.
Yeah, it's just a tent. Like, okay. She just goes sits by Hollis, leans against him.
Poke your head inside. Trust me, it's cool.
It's a tent. It doesn't look very big.
Trust me. I wouldn't be asking you to poke your head in there if there wasn't something cool.
She just raises an eyebrow and be like, fine. And she goes and pokes her head in.
It's the TARDIS, bitch!
Yeah,
I don't
bigger.
think Hollis can fit through the door, so I'll just stay outside with him. It is nice though.
Yeah. Apparently, well, we got that when it belonged initially to a kid who kept misusing it, and the mom just, sold it to us so that their kid would stop fucking with it.
Wow, okay.
Yeah, it was a weird day.
Cal
Yeah,
sort of
you
looks
need
at
to tell me what you guys been doing.
Cal sort of looks into the tent for a bit, and she's, I might need to invest in some sort of a enlarge, reduce situation so that you can take Hollis into places like this. It's interesting. I'll stay out here with you, though. So everybody's inside the tent except for Hollis, Cal, and Riven.
Yeah, we're used to sleeping in the woods.
Oh, yeah. So, from there, you guys continue your journey, and make your way south towards the bridge. I assume that based on that comment from Riven, Locke and Oak and other various characters will go into the whole spiel of what had happened while Riven was gone for them.
Yeah, might as well.
It wouldn't do well to try to discuss it here because that would take forever.
And I'll forget like half of it.
Yeah, that too.
It's been a long time.
But suffice to say, Riven is now more or less aware of how the group encountered Bjorn and found him, how he joined the party, how they had Cad join the party, how most of the party is not allowed to be in Caverton right now, and their brief encounter with the dragon and everything up north in Ebon. So she knows vast majority of everything that was discussed. And she did briefly see Cad fight and Bjorn fight to get a decent idea of what kind of fighters and people they were. Riven being the more physical and non-social type, she could get along with a person a little bit better when seeing how they fight versus talking to them. So yeah. And the way that Bjorn's sword sparkled when he struck Undead Lady, he's some sort of holy warrior or something or another. You'd heard about a few of those. You might not necessarily know the term paladin, but you know of that kind of a fighter. Yeah. You continue making your way down and around, staying close to the road. There's not anything really significant or major that happens this time around. Although, perception checks would not necessarily be necessary, but there does seem to be I'll sort of bank off of the perception checks that you guys had before. Riven, you see harpies are flying through the air.
What?
Ah, not again.
What?
Harpies.
If only we knew why she said that, then perhaps we'd know much more about our universe.
I mean,
It's like, oh no, not again.
Young would know.
Yeah, y'all would know. At least they don't seem to be coming after us this time.
Yeah.
I don't know why they're circling and hovering around right now, but
Where are they circling?
they're in and around the edge of this area over here of the map.
And they're circling.
They're kind of moving a little bit like vultures, but not around where you guys are.
It is curious. Yes, keep that in mind later.
Yeah, you got more pressing matters to attend to.
Yeah.
Alrighty. So, you guys continue your travel south. You make your way to the bridge. On the Caverton side of the bridge, around here, you then do see that there are a few people that are waiting for you.
Oh, okay.
In particular, you have literally a few, 3. You have Alessandra,
Yay!
who's waiting over there, who I think Riven met Alessandra before. I'm sure she did. Yeah.
Yeah. When Riven split off from Locke, it was their last meeting was in the the cellar or whatever, like the attic of Alessandra's library. So
The
Yeah.
law.
Yeah, Silver
Yeah.
waves to the one person she knows.
Mhm.
Riven.
So you have Alessandra.
Whatever.
You have a sort of the robed and sort of monk attire elephant woman that is Tantu. And then you have what appears to be a high elf, maybe a wood elf, somewhere between the two, with like long gray silvery hair. And
that's our dragon.
Mhm. And she is currently dressed in some heavy armor. Looks to be some sort of warrior or paladin of some sort of persuasion. At least from general appearance. Anyway.
How is she getting along with the with Tantu being present?
Shall we say that Alessandra is standing between the two?
Aww.
Just checking.
Nice.
So,
Oh, it's
yeah.
not good, just put him in timeout.
I mean, yeah.
Timeout for a dragon.
Well, mostly timeout for Tantu. Alessandra's not even going to attempt to try to do anything to block off the dragon. She's mostly blocking off the elephant. Just in case anything goes wrong, which Tantu's response to this is sort of, I'm not going to do whatever. Yeah. So, you guys come down and you see this odd trio of people. Yeah, Locke, Alessandra gives you a smile, and you're free to give her a hug if that is what you wish.
Well, yeah, of course. Been a while since I've seen Mom. Gonna hug Mom.
And then as you hug her, she immediately is looking behind you to the rest of your party and blinks as she sees this humongous dire wolf and Riven. And she sort of tilts her head and Riven!
Hello, Locke's mom.
Well, I suppose we weren't the only allies that Locke called upon then.
Yeah, we called on a fair few.
Few. 3. Says the elven woman. Silver.
And the other 3 that joined us.
Right.
Locke, dad, sister.
Oh, yeah. You
Alex?
got the rest of your party as well.
The only person we don't have that we know is possibly could help is Rockslide or
Mudslide.
Mudslide or whatever. Mudslide.
Which, in that, he's sort of, he's like, I did try to contact Mudslide, but she was currently on mission herself.
Doing what?
She was traveling in an effort to find her friend Ray, who had been missing. Because of the limitations of the sending spell, she wasn't able to give me all the information, just that she was busy. And she asked me to look into finding Ray, but we had this journey to go on and other things to focus on, and I'd used my other sending spells to contact, and he sort of points to the trio over there.
Okay.
I mean, I could look into her as well, but if she's went missing, I don't know what kind of beneficial information she could bring. I guess I could find out where she is.
You haven't met Ray, have you?
I've not. And I was trying to get my Young over there to tell me something about her, but... And Young's just like... Young seems to be trying to focus on the fact of, let's find Silver. Silver's important. Let's do this.
So Young is all for finding Silver.
She wants to do what she can to look into all of this. At least try. She's not hearing Locke say that there's an army involved, she's a little bit less inclined to just go rushing in guns blazing, and she doesn't have enough confidence in her own stealthy abilities to be the forefront of stealth in that. So she's kind of hoping that maybe the dragon can be some sort of suitable distraction, maybe. But she certainly is too distracted by that to try to tell to the person whom she sees as her brother of the really cute lady she met in a brothel a couple times.
Oh, Riven can.
Riven could.
But that's later.
So the lady in silver, the dragon. So, how much gold money do you have on you? She's eyeing Locke specifically.
I specifically don't have a whole lot at present. Out of character, group wide, how much do we have? I've got 84 gold.
Wait, do you not have platinum? I thought we had platinum.
I do not presently have platinum. I think I threw mine at something.
You did.
Yeah, I threw mine at something. I think it seemed altruistic. I don't remember what it was, though. It's been a while.
Well, I've got 30 platinum and 90 more gold besides, so almost 400. Yeah.
How much does Cat have?
I have 174 in liquid assets.
Including platinum?
I only have one platinum, which I'm not getting rid of.
Okay, that's fine. How is the lady that lives in the woods have the most money out of all of you?
Because you've been living.
You've been adventuring for years.
Spend any of it?
You've been adventuring for years.
She has
Over the last 2 months.
79 platinums, 24 gold, and 12 silver.
I see.
Okay.
Well,
They clearly did not think this through.
I mean, my thought was, like pay off, in chunks over time as we accumulate wealth.
and how would you get that wealth to me?
Well,
You have a Swiss bank account?
fuck off. I mean, we have mutual contacts in Ebon, don't we?
She sort of levels a stare at you and is just, maybe.
Okay, well, we could potentially... We have access to teleportation circles. If need be, we could just shuffle funds through to them that you could then come and pick up at your leisure.
Roll me a persuasion check.
Okay. That's one of my good ones. 18.
And what do we know about this temple that we're going to raid, shall we say?
There's an army there.
Right. Not like
Big thing.
not like a colossal one, but certainly a lot more than we could handle on our own without a really damn good plan. And I'll go ahead and recount everything I remember seeing from my dream. About it, like the general layout, the fortifications, the individuals running it, etc., etc.
Let's see. I can't very well completely uproot myself from home just to go on a mission to distract an army. Not for any small favors. Do your friends and you tend to gather and accumulate lots of gold on your travels? Or just whenever you come across it?
It's kind of sporadic, but we do come across a degree of wealth. It's not really predictable. We kind of go all over the place.
I see. Well, I suppose I could formulate a decent distraction for you, but if it becomes too much for even me, depending on what sort of military power they have, I'm not staying long.
Of course, we really just... All we need is to be able to get in without being incredibly detected, long enough to get to our friend and then get out.
She looks among your group a bit, and she's... Doesn't appear that the majority of your party is the stealthy type.
Well, perhaps not. But at the same time, with what we're going up against, I'm not sure how useful, being quiet on your feet would actually be. one of our enemies has the ability to just sense if they're being watched, if there's something nearby, I would know it's happened. My consciousness was projected to observe her, and no one else can, generally speaking, tell that I'm there unless I make myself known. She knew right out the gate, immediately. She called me out on it.
Can I make a correction?
Sure.
She actually cast a spell and was able to find you.
Oh, right. Okay, I forgot that detail.
It's fine.
Either way.
It's still something to watch out for.
Yeah.
So, if she is capable in understanding the elements of the scry, it's entirely possible she could be watching now.
Possible. Do we really have a way of telling that, though?
I'm gonna see if she does.
I'll also look over to my mother and ask if she has any spells that can detect if we're being scryed on.
So we have somebody do Zone of Truth, and we go around the circle and we say, "Are you being scryed right now by them?"
That
They can only
I
speak the
don't
truth.
know.
That's not how that works.
Oh,
Yeah, I think it's like a deliberate lie or something, right?
yeah, it's like if you try to knowingly tell a lie, then it's just like it doesn't work properly.
But
it would
if you
have been
believe,
deliciously meta. Oh well.
It would have. Hearing that, Alessandra just sort of nods and waves her hands in front of her face for a second, and there's a brief, like, almost as if she sort of swats at it as it flies away from her. You see a small little tuft of silver powder that just off to the side, and her eyes shine for a second, and she sort of looks around. I don't see anything at the current moment.
Alright.
Well, do you have a general layout of this area? You saw it in this vision of yours. Is that correct?
Yeah. I didn't get like a detailed map of like the inside or anything. Mostly just like the general layout of the exterior.
I see. And how reliable would you say these visions are?
They haven't let me down yet. I presently have no reason to believe anything I saw was inaccurate.
Could you summon forth the visions whenever you wish?
Unfortunately, no. I can ask for them, but at the end of the day, it's at the whims of my benefactor if I receive them.
Tell you what. You see if your benefactor can give you another vision of this temple. Try to get a general layout over anything else. And then, it's becoming late anyway, but at the current moment, we will rest, and we shall see if we can find a foreseeable path to help your friend. If you can give us a map, and we can make a plan, we might be able to do something about it.
Right?
But
I'll see what else.
if I am to help you, whatever money and things that you find, you can send to me.
Right.
Bjorn's like, what do you think?
I mean, I was about to ask that.
Everything of value.
I
And
must.
she, as she says everything of value, she's going to reach, and without any word or any contact, she's just going to pull a strand of Locke's hair out of his head.
Okay. What's that for?
Necessary tool.
Right, fair enough. Well, we'll probably still have to keep our hands on at least some of what we find, just to keep ourselves alive, you know? And functioning, and, you know, the necessities of travel and whatnot.
Any asset that can be liquidated, any magic
Right.
weapon, you can keep whatever potions and whatever other sorts of rewards that you obtain with the house. But the biggest majority must come to me.
Alright. And will this arrangement come with an expiration date, or is it just until you say so?
He doesn't say anything to that. She just sort of backs away. I like
believe
that
you just
comment.
sold
I
our-
like that comment, Cad.
Yes.
So yeah, she just sort of backs away and sort of steps away from the group, further away from like the eyes of other people that may be in and amongst the road and other things. And she's just, use your best judgment, or you'll force me to use mine. And she just branches out into a dragon, the large dragon that is her true form. And she is going to just
Fly away?
appear as a large dragon, jump into the air, and fly west. So it'll be this way.
That's
That was-
east.
That's east.
East or west?
East.
West is that way.
He's going east. Sorry.
See, we've been
What
taking the
about-
long way to Ebon every time we accidentally go there like idiots. We should have gone east over the mountains. It's like right on the other side.
Where did I put that cursed compass?
Yes.
Yeah, here it is. There it is. I found it. I just dropped this horrible creation of mine in chat as soon as my taskbar starts responding.
I'm
Riven
pretty
is
sure,
going to be
I'm pretty
like-
sure everybody here has seen it.
Yeah, Riven's gonna
Still.
sit there and be like to Locke, be like, Did you just sell us to a dragon?
Not us, just this specific initial group. So
That's
far,
the
I'm
thing.
pretty.
Right now, this is a group. You just included all of us. You didn't
She only took
specify
Locke
who.
there.
Yes, because he's the one that made the deal.
Locke might have some very angry people talking to him in the near future.
I feel like I don't want to be the servitude of a dragon.
At present, near as I can tell, the dragon's assistance is contingent on whether or not my patron actually gives us information.
Yep.
Yeah.
So we still
and he
have.
doesn't do that all the time.
Right. Well, either way, it still gives us a bit of a negotiation window. So, well, either way, I'm gonna whip out the black book and do my thing. Roll around some Eldritch Blast energy in my hand. Okay, big guy, I really need you to come through for me this time. If you're watching all that, then you know how much is at stake right now. Don't let me down. Let it swirl around for a few more seconds, and then let the energy fade and put the book away.
Roll me a flat d20, Locke.
Ah, shit.
Uh-oh.
18.
Okay. Alrighty. So, you guys are going to set up camp again, now with Alessandra in tow, and Tontu.
Yep.
And you're going to all rest for the night and prepare to head towards Saglin's Bluff. If you are ready to do so.
I guess. If nothing else, to scout it out.
Right.
I don't want to actually launch the full-on attack until we have a solid plan, but if nothing else, we should at least head in that direction to scout it out and get a feel for what we're doing.
Yep.
If we thoroughly scout out the area, that means that all of our checks in that area have advantage, right?
No, it just
'Cause
means
we're prepared.
it just means we can formulate a better plan.
Yep. Alrighty. So, everyone rests down and beds down for the night. And, Locke, you go into Vindsvept dream mode again.
Yay, it worked.
So you find yourself in the swamp of Vindsvept, and his massive Sauron eye above you. You're up in a tree this time. It seems as though a lot of the swamp has recovered now. He seems to be in much better standings than he was before. He doesn't appear to be near you. And immediately upon you being in the tree, Vindsvept's just like, so I have a piece of your soul, and now a dragon has a piece of your gold.
Bet you never thought things would go this way when you decided to take me on, huh?
A mage of my power making deals with dragons? No. I'm not sure how much you should trust her. Her word is noble, yes, but so is that of a teeny.
I mean, I'm not an expert, but everything I understand about metallic dragons indicates that they're, at the very least, good intentioned. Like, again, I'm not an expert. I'm more hoping than anything that at the end of the day, our words and deeds will be on the good side of things.
See,
We need all the help we can get if we're going to get Silver out of that.
on that, you need to go visit the temple again.
Yes, the dragon, who I still don't know the damn name of. What the hell is wrong with me? I should have asked for that. But the dragon wants to fully understand the layout of the fortress, and frankly, I want to know that too. The better my understanding of the fortress's layout, the better we can plan, the better we can figure out what we're doing, how to get in, how to get Silver, how to get out without pointless running around like chickens with their heads cut off.
Well, you know what happened last time you visited that temple.
Yes,
Well-
I know I was detected after a bit.
Though this room may be distracted now.
Oh? Has something happened?
Well, she has a quarry. Whatever she may be doing with Silver, whatever other things she has done. Perhaps she's not expected to be brave enough to come knocking on your door.
With a dragon, no less.
Without another word, Vindsvept just whisks you away, and you find yourself floating above the area of the temple. Same place that you were before, where you saw the biggest chunk of army and other things of that persuasion. You seem to have free reign to sort of traverse as best you can through doorways and walls and things, if you want to take a look around. Currently you seem to be outside of the temple itself, in a much more open sort of area, and now giving more of a focus to the area around you and not being distracted by the overall fact of here's this large group of people. You can pull yourself away from that and see the massive gate that is fortifying and blocking off this place. A gate that is primarily made of solid wood and stone.
And the fortress is built into the mountainside, right?
Fortress is built into the mountainside. Like, it is as much a part of the mountain as the mountain itself.
So there's no, like, exterior courtyard or anything?
Besides this area that you're currently in, that you can see, not at the moment.
So no exterior courtyard, just a straight path up to the gate that goes inside. Gotcha.
It's a
Wait.
big open barracks. It does sort of, or a big open area. It does seem to have a bit of a, like, courtyard-esque thing to it. It's just not technically a courtyard. Tall walls, towers, like ballistas and guards, and it is an open area. It is a bit like a courtyard, yes. Do you think it's reasonable for me to give him a map sample? I mean, I could. It's reasonable for him to try to fly around if he wants to figure out where places are.
Locke is actively trying to map out as much of this place as he can. I am actively taking notes on everything you tell me, which is why I kind of want to make sure the messages I'm receiving here are, clear and concise. Because right now all I have is fort is built into the mountainside, primary gate is built of wood and stone, there's an open area in front of it, walls are topped with ballistas and guards.
Basically what it is, the gate's not made out of wood and stone, it's like actual thick tree trunks. Like they just chopped down a tree and stuck a bunch of trees together and with wrought iron just kind of fastened it all together.
So
Alright.
you find yourself in, as Sam put it, it's outside, it's an open area. It's got tall walls and towers, ballistas, tons and tons of guards, the thick gate made of tree trunks and thick iron. There's stables.
There's like 3 thick pillars that actually hold up part of the mountain. That's kind of like an overhang.
Yes. It acts as a overhang, and it is built into the side of the mountain. And then you have the temple itself with the one big doorway that leads into the center. And
Okay, so just to be clear, the open area is before the gate. Does the wall surround that with all the towers and ballistas and shit, or does the wall begin at the gate?
So basically what it is, it's like you go up the path and you come to the wall, so you can step through, and probably like within, I don't know, like you have maybe 60, 70 feet, I can't remember, where it's just open on the other side of the gate, but then there's then past that is the overhang.
Yep. It is a big open area before you get to past the gate, big open area, overhang, and that gets into the temple itself.
Okay, so the open area is past the gate.
Yes.
Yeah,
And the walls, of course, branch out from that gate to other side, yes?
They go around, yeah.
yeah. Basically,
Okay.
it's like you're going up a path, and it's kind of really rocky terrain, and then just these walls just stick up out of the ground.
Alright, and the gate is built into that wall, gotcha.
Yes.
And you do have, sort of looking in and amongst the area, roll for me a perception check, because you are here for you to do this.
Alright. I wish my perception was better. 18.
Okay. So, you see the massive doors that leads into the central part of the temple. And you also see a smaller set of doors to the west, northeast, southwest. They have each
If you're facing the door, it's to the left.
Yeah. So you have the big massive doors that lead into the center of the temple, and then to the left there's a smaller set of doors that seem to be leading into other parts of the temple as well. So you have 2 sets of doors to go through. One that's very large and one that's a little smaller.
What? Refresh my memory. While I'm in this sort of ephemeral state, I can choose which objects I can phase through, right?
Oh yeah.
Okay, I would like to poke my head through the big doors first and get a look at the inside of that large central chamber.
Looking inside the large central chamber, you have what appears to be a, for lack of a better way to put it, a mess hall. Cafeteria almost. Lots of tables, chairs. Some people are actually in here right now. There's timey-wimey shenanigans. This is happening in the middle of the day while you're here.
Okay.
Whether or not it's the past or the present, you don't know.
Alright.
There's sort of as you're looking into the mess hall, there's sort of an obvious, like raised area with another table, where it's like, it kind of makes you think of the concept of like a stage, almost not quite a stage, but basically it's a, here's all the tables of all the people that are the peons and the minions, and then here's the table higher up. This is obviously where the important people hang out.
The dais?
Yeah, there you go. That's the word I was looking for.
So that's where the important people meet.
Yep.
And no one's there.
currently of that up area, there's no one up there, but there are a few people that are wandering around and eating at the smaller tables down below.
Okay. All right. Are there any exits in the large central chamber? Any other doors heading to other parts of the place?
You're just sticking your head in the door.
Just sticking my head through the big doors. Yes.
You can't see either side of the room.
You wouldn't be able to see if there's anything on either side of the room because you're sort of it's sort of a shorter hallway into the mess hall area. But looking straight
But
ahead,
there is. Yeah.
looking straight ahead past the doorway or past the dais and the mess hall up top, you see a very large central door, much like the door you're in. It's got chains wrapped around it.
All right. That has my attention, so I would like to make my way that way and poke my head through there, giving any individuals I pass a very wide berth.
So, with that, you make your way up, sort of floating above the dais.
All right, I can fly like this, kind of.
But you will see the other hallways and
Yeah.
doors.
As you traverse forward, you sort of see that to your left and right there are other hallways, not doorways, just open hallways that lead to a set of stairs. One set of stairs goes up, the other set of stairs goes down. And as you make your way up to that chained doorway, you lean in to poke your head through, and you hit solid wall. You can't phase through it, and all of a sudden you are tumbling backwards and land flat on your butt in what appears to be essentially a cell. You land flat on your butt in a cell, like chain doors and like jail in front of you. It's as if someone tossed you through the door and you landed and you're facing out the doorway, and you have just suddenly shifted to that. And the first sound that you hear, as soon as you get there, is Locke? What are you? Huh? And you see next to you. Next to you is Young, and she can see you.
Huh? Wait, where? I'm going to inwardly think, Vindsvept, now would be a very good time to know when you sent me. I probably should have asked that going in.
Young sort of just looks at you and it's like, now I know I'm just dreaming. She like holds her hand to her head, and then she's like at the chains and just, or at the door to the gate, and just shaking at it.
Right, so just for clarification, did I get shunted through the chained door, or did I just get shunted to some other part of the temple entirely? Does the door look like the same one I tried to pass through?
No. The door in front of you now is a jail cell door. Just a straight up iron jail cell door. And when you went to go forward, you hit solid wall and felt like you were pushed backwards and tumbled end over end since you were flying.
Alright.
And then you tumbled end over end, and then all of a sudden cell.
Yeah, so you might not be in the temple anymore. So, who knows?
You don't quite know where you are, per se. But you're in a cell, and you have a Yang next to you.
How did you get here?
How am I supposed to know? You're the one that has the crazy, fricked up dreams, not me.
I'ma just raise an eyebrow at Yang. That does not answer my question.
And at that, you hear, both of you, both Yang and Locke, will hear what sounds like somebody moving in a heavy metal armor and looking forward, because you're still looking forward to past the chain or past the jail cell doors, you are hit with a bright light. Just this tall, armored figure, shrouded in light, extremely bright, like shielding your eyes bright. And this is not a compulsion. This is not something that you have to do anything with. But both you and Young get a sense over you of speaking only the truth and to confess. There's nothing in it to force you to say anything specific, but you get this urge and feeling washing over you of speaking only the truth and to confess. And
confess to what?
Just says it is a feeling of confession. Like I said, there's no force in it per se. It's just that feeling is there. For example, if Locke was to be asked anything about his past, he would be able to stop himself, mind you, if he really thought about it. There's no real force in it, but in a state such as this, it's incredibly...
So in other words, I would have to roll a saving throw if I want to lie, essentially?
Kind of, yeah. So...
Okay.
This figure is standing in front of you on the other side of the bars, and you hear this booming voice, masculine voice.
Listen closely, for I know your guilt. Gather and become stronger. I have forces keeping them occupied. In time, free my champion, so she may cast judgment on the traitor and pretender.
And he just points past you, behind you. And obviously from that, I would imagine that Young totally is, if Locke's not, to look behind you.
I mean, Locke is going to start going that way, but he's also going to ask, and who are you?
But you do look behind you?
Yeah.
He doesn't answer.
Of course he doesn't.
If you look behind you, you see slumped against the wall, chained to the wall, covered in dirt and blood and tattered clothes, no armor, Silver.
She's breathing though, right? She's alive?
Barely.
Could I?
She appears to be extremely frail looking, malnourished, I would say. And she is alive, but only barely. And yes, Silver.
Yeah, it looks like she's beaten, but she is sitting there looking at you guys.
This is not how I was expecting tonight to go. Are you alright? That's a stupid question.
I'm hallucinating, apparently.
You're not. I'll just kind of walk up and crouch in front of her and put a hand on her shoulder, gently. You're not. I don't exactly know what is happening. 1 second ago, I was trying to push my head through a big-ass door with a bunch of chains. Next thing I know, I get shunted in here. Young's here for some reason. I glance at Young, by all rights, should be back at the bridge. And I'll look back at the door, and then a bright guy is talking to me.
Young hears you say that, and Young's like, I'm asleep, Locke. This is a dream. I don't know what the hell is going on, but there's some huge figure or other off to the side that's trying to stop me from... someone else trying to help me protect or save someone I love. And she just sort of slams her hand up against the wall.
Right, you're gonna have to explain that to me when we wake up, because that is confusing. I'll turn back to Silver.
Here, Locke? It makes no sense.
I'm trying to scout this place out, so that we could formulate a plan.
Oh, you guys are planning?
We're trying to figure out a way to get you out of here. This cell in the temple, where is it? Do you know?
Yes.
Relative to the large room, the large central chamber, the mess hall, how would one get here?
Depends on which way you come.
Let's say we come into the main gate. That's the only...
Gate, you'll die. You won't make it.
Okay, I saw a side door before the main entrance. Would that work better?
Well, you could take that. But
Okay.
I don't know how you're gonna get through all those people.
We have a dragon.
You have a dragon.
We have a dragon. We might owe a life debt to that dragon, but we have a dragon.
Oh, now I'm dreaming. This is definitely...
See? I told you.
I'm just gonna point it. I'm like, you shut up. And I'll be like, tell you what, if you're dreaming, and I will very gently, but enough to like elicit a sharp scene, like pinch her kneecap.
Ouch.
What? Ow!
Not young, Silver's kneecap.
Oh, Silver's.
Does she feel it?
I told Young to shush, and then I pinched Silver's kneecap to prove, yeah, no, I'm right here.
Does she feel it?
Yeah.
But, right, she kind of shifts to get more comfortable. She's not, like, fully chained her arms against the wall. She, like, has manacles on.
Right.
Okay.
That's just attached to the wall so she can, like, get up.
She can maneuver a little bit. Not much, but a little.
Like, could she stand up?
Yeah.
Okay.
If a little shaky because haven't had food in like forever. But yeah.
Well, she's not. She just kind of like sits up a bit better and stuff. And it looks like she's at that state when it's like you take a beating, but your wounds are healing, so the bruises are fading. She's like in that state. She's like, I don't know how long I've been down here, so I can't tell you. Because there's no windows, so I think it's been a couple of days.
Sounds about right. So I wasn't thrown terribly far off in terms of
a couple of days or a couple of weeks. I can't tell.
That is a bit of a wider window. Either way. Are there any secret entrances to the temple that you're aware of, or lesser used entrances, ways to slip in undetected?
Yes, but it would involve climbing.
We have grappling hooks, I'm pretty sure, and if not, we can probably pick some up if we have to.
Right.
Caberton's right there. Not everyone in the group is wanted in that city.
Everyone is wanted in that city.
Bjorn isn't. He hasn't even been there.
Good point.
And, we got Riven back.
I don't know who this Riven is, but okay.
I've told you about her many times.
I know you did. That's why I'm okay with it.
Yeah. She's not the happiest with this plan, but,
Yeah, because you guys are, what, facing a group of people?
we definitely...
you sold yourselves to a dragon. How did you manage to do that?
Remember the dragon we met up in Ebon?
Yeah, the one that's, like, not too friendly or accompanying to us?
Yeah, we asked for its help in exchange for either favors or payment.
And are you sure that she's going to help us?
That is currently hinged upon whether or not I can get adequate intel on what we're walking into. That's why I'm here. My consciousness was initially being projected, as Avidswin likes to launch me places, to try and scout the place out, get it all mapped out. Then I touched a door with chains on it, and suddenly I was here, and people are able to see me, who by rights should not be able to. I waved dismissively at Yang. Don't know what the hell's up with you. We'll talk when we wake up.
Silver can see you too.
Yeah, I know. That's concerning.
Yeah.
Normally people aren't supposed to be able to see me when I'm in this state.
Right.
Actually,
That
wait, hold on a second.
guy that you just talked about, that's Helm.
I look back over my shoulders. He's still there.
Yep.
I will nod my head respectfully. Pleasure to meet you.
Okay, I definitely am dreaming.
What? Anyway, yeah, there's that big door that you try to get through. That is a sacred right for us here. So,
Right.
I'm not surprised you couldn't get through.
Right. Lots of magic protection. Gotcha. I just,
But
I was just doing...
There
ahead.
is another way into the temple. Again, it would involve climbing, but there is a kind of a cliff ledge that's connected to the temple. There's 3 doors. One door, if you go out there and you see those doors, the left door is going to go to the barracks. The middle door is that door you could not pass.
Alright.
And the door that's going to be on the right, that leads down to the cells here.
Alright.
So,
Okay.
But if you come in through the front, which I wish you luck,
If we can use this cliff ledge to get in without causing too much of a ruckus, that would honestly be ideal.
I don't know if it's being guarded or not, but
If it is, is it like obscure or not often used? Like, what is the function of this cliff ledge?
we would use it for for basically like court, if need be, like with judge and jury and executioner and stuff. It's a place where I almost was executed.
That would explain the cliff ledge. If you're going to perform an execution, just push the convicted one over the side, right?
No, it's a bit more. There's a giant statue of Helm, and it faces where I can't remember, Dollar. Did we say it's when the sun sets or when the sun rises?
Sets.
Okay, it's when the sun sets, so it's towards the west.
So this cliff is on the west. Oh. Okay.
On the west side of the mountain. But there's going to be a tall statue of Helm there. But it's also a place where we have ceremonies for people who take the trial. They can make it through the trial and stand tall when they come out. Then they pass and they become higher ranks.
Right.
But you said it was chained up, so I don't think that's been in much use, so...
Probably not. So we'll want to go through the right door, and that leads into the dungeons cells.
Mm-hmm.
Right. We go through there. Anything in particular we should know about that? Like, do you have any idea? Like, is it a multi-level dungeon, multiple floors, or is it one floor?
This place is 3 floors, kind of.
Okay.
But the dungeon is just one whole floor. And then you got the main place, and then you got the barracks and temple.
Alright, well, really, all we need to do is we just need to get to you. We don't actually need to then pick our way out. Pretty much as soon as we've reached you, as long as we have 60 seconds, we've basically won.
The thing is, Helm's telling you to wait.
I'll look back to Helm. With respect, Helm, I'm not keen on that.
He's giving you a chance like he gave me a chance. Locke, I'm alive.
Will that last, though?
They have something planned. I don't know what. I have not seen Ruine in I don't know how long. But it's been a while. Longer than normal.
Alright. I'll turn back to Helm then. Do you have anything to add?
Her destiny lies here. She is to rid this place of its world.
I mean, I get that. That's kind of been like the background objective since we met. But
I made a promise to myself if I came back to the temple, I am staying until they are dead. I trust Helm. I'm just asking you to trust my god.
No offense meant, Silver, but so far there haven't really been any gods that have actually done right by me, and I'm not sure Vindsvept counts. I'll stand up and walk a little closer to Helm, just kind of trying to, like, hold my ground. Like, I know I'm dealing with something infinitely more powerful than me, but I just trying to put on a brave face. Can you assure me that if we wait, if we hold off, that she'll be fine? Can you guarantee that?
Absolutely, for that episode title. I love it.
Tee.
Challenging the gods. Like there's multiple gods,
Yeah.
not just
I say
or
challenging gods.
a god.
I'd say challenging.
And it has the
gods.
double entendre. It's because he's challenging God, and the gods are challenging, and
Challenging gods, plural. And I want to make sure I portray him in the best light. I'm not the greatest at portraying god characters. I mean, I've made a pretty crappy Cthulhu-style god here, so...
He's charming.
His abilities are freaky as fuck. It's his personality that kind of earns, like, that...
Locke, you're going to receive a specific message, because you are approaching Helm. Silver and Young will not hear this. Only you do.
She has accepted her judgment, and so far you have not, William. She is my champion, and is still needed. The evil forces here are plotting, but she is needed alive for them. She will survive.
And that is your response to the statement that you made earlier.
Alright. Fair enough, I suppose. How much time do we have, do you know?
I'm not going to answer that. Neither for nor against.
Wonderfully cryptic.
Wait, is Locke saying all this out loud? That we hear?
You would have heard his responses, yes.
Yeah.
He's not a time god, for crying out loud.
No, but I mean, gods, I figured, that they'd have a bit of a wider view of things than I do.
Yes, they can see. They know our lives. But our lives can change. It's ever changing.
Yeah, I figured that one out.
They can't predict everything. There are variables that they can't control.
Well, then what would you recommend? Because we already have a dragon poised and ready to jump to our aid at a moment's notice. Granted, with a lot of strings attached to us, but at this point it would probably blow up in all of our faces if I popped out of the stream and said, "Deals off, we're not attacking."
No, you can still attack, but just not now. Save it. I plan to end this when I get out of this cell. She actually now is at this point will stand up. And she kind of like gets shaky and starts to fall over.
Locke will go and sort of catch her to make sure she doesn't hurt herself on the way down.
She gets right back up.
Well, if that's your plan, then for the moment you should probably save your strength.
I have been. The food here isn't actually, 5 stars.
I mean, it's a dungeon. I wasn't expecting gourmet.
I need my sword. Silver's gonna look at y'all and be like, find my sword and bring it to me, and I will try to meet you all halfway. Sounds like a deal?
Yeah, I suppose. Where was it? Did they, just... Did you leave it behind? Was it taken from you? Do you have any idea where it is?
Rune took it.
Go figure.
She kind of adjusts, a bit of her outfit to show, slashing marks. Made a point of taunting me with it as a trophy.
That little slut.
I don't mean slut. But I understand your anger.
Oh, there's a word I would much rather be using, but honestly, I am going to refrain because there are 2 women in this room and I have standards.
Good lad.
Oh, trust me, those standards are very close to breaking. It's just,
What's Young doing?
I have absolutely no idea what's going on with her at the moment. She wasn't
No,
supposed to be.
I'm like asking out of character.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Young.
You don't really have a voice for your character, so it's hard for me to tell.
Young.
Because I'm terrible at voices.
She hears you say that in reference to the sword. She just cracks her knuckles and I don't really understand the make of this. I was dreaming, nightmare. Now I'm here. But if this is real, if this is something that is actually...
It's real, Young. It's real.
Young, quick question, Young. You mentioned a big thing a minute ago, right?
What?
You mentioned that there was a big thing that dropped you off here or something?
I was dreaming. It was in a nightmare. And then I was here.
At any point in said dream or nightmare, did you see a big towering fishy thing in a swamp with a big glowing eye way up top?
I saw a shadow. A very big, tall shadow.
Was it in a swamp?
I didn't see a swamp. But the shadow was huge. It was taller than any tree I've seen.
So it was either Vindsvept being coy or that thing that looked like him that tackled him. Good to know.
And Young just sort of pushes the things going on with Locke out of her mind for a minute, and I'll get your sword. I'll get it back. You can count on it.
Silver gives a genuine smile and nod.
Right. So get the sword. I assume that will be whenever we make our attack, and that we're still wanting to delay that.
They're out searching for something, right? Right?
I guess.
Maybe, I don't know. I haven't. Rune usually kind of has a pattern when she tortures me. That pattern's broken. Now
So
that I'm
she's
back.
preoccupied, she points to Helm, like he said earlier.
I think. I don't know.
Whatever.
Do you have any idea where they'll be keeping the sword?
Rune will be keeping it. If you can find Rune, you can find my sword.
I'll look over at Helm. Do you happen to know where Rune is? Long shot, but anything helps.
Not you.
I'll look
Yeah.
back to Silver and be like, I honestly do not get what the appeal is when they never give you a straight fucking answer.
It's called fate. Have faith.
Silver, the only thing I have faith in are my friends. Everything else has let me down.
Yes, and I'm asking you to have faith and trust what he says. And go and do this for me. Okay? If you have faith in me, please.
Alright. But for the record, my faith, I'll point her just on the chest, is in you. Not him. Alright?
I understand.
Alright.
Now, I guess since we have this plan, we put it into action.
Alright. Plan? Find Rune wherever the hell she's hiding, kick her ass, steal the sword, get into the dungeons, get you the sword, figure out whatever the hell was causing all the evil here, and rip it to shreds.
We're going to kill the pretender, the High Commander.
I'm looking forward to hanging him from the rafters by his own severed hair.
Yeah. Fair enough.
Locke, you're out of your dream. You
Oh,
wake up in the
damn
tent.
Damn it!
Curses.
I had something. I had one more thing I wanted to say.
Oh, did I?
I know.
Oh my gosh, why couldn't I do it?
You're not gonna give us a chance just to get those last poetic words in.
Oh.
Eh, I mean, it's for dramatics. I kind of want to leave it that way. Sorry.
Fine.
But okay.
Okay, fine.
No, because there was something I was going to do, but okay.
You have the chance to do it in person now.
Not in person.
Well, I mean, in
Because
person.
it won't have any effect if it's in person.
Okay, fair enough. We can say, you guys can say what you wanted to say out of character, so you can get it out of your system, but you didn't actually say it in character. How about that?
All right. You go first.
Wait. I did my perception. What?
You did perception.
I don't know.
20.
It was supposed to be. Persuasion. There we go.
So it would have been a 27?
It was supposed. Technically, it was supposed to be the 18 plus the 8 for a persuasion check.
Right. 19 plus 8, right?
Yes, 19
Yeah.
plus 8. So,
So 27. 27 persuasion.
Yeah, I don't know why it rolled perception.
Probably just a misclick. It happens.
Yeah, whatever.
Anyway, what's your persuasion?
Oh. Because at the end, she was going to sit there and start making a lot of noises and call for the guards.
All right.
Oh, really?
Yeah. That's what I
Right.
wanted to do before everyone just went poof.
Yeah, sorry about that.
It's
And what purpose would that have served?
Oh, she was going to tell them a story about why she was labeled a traitor.
See, the thing is that could actually happen, just not in Locke's stream.
Yeah, so it's just going to give you that tiny bit of hope, but I
So
guess
as he's waking up, you hear her like going ballistic.
All
no.
right. What was Locke gonna say?
He was going to say something to the effect of, like, mentioning how he has how very few things he cares about, and that he'll go to any lengths to save what little he does have, and Silver's on that list at this point.
Yeah.
Just like his own little version of a Locke promise. Essentially, he doesn't promise things lightly, and when he does, they're poetic, kind of.
Okay, fair enough.
He wears his heart. The guy wears his heart on his sleeve very much.
So, with that, I think I will end the session upon you waking up in the tent. And you're not the only one who immediately leaps to their, the nightmarish gasp and rising thing. Young does it too. But I will end the session there. Woo,
All right.
That was an interesting conversational session.
Yeah.
So,
And once again, basically everyone that's not me and Knives got sidelined. I'm noticing that's happening a lot.
right now.
Yeah.
Right now.
Yeah. I mean, I guess it makes sense. We're kind of in that sort of chapter, but still,
We'll get there.
Bjorn and Kat didn't get many chances to really talk.
We'll get there.
Sorry.
Don't worry. So
Next session is all about them.
closing out the session, I will give it to. This has been Shadows.
Give
I will this has been Shadows. I will say for Kenneth, and then next time, Sam.
I would say make it David so that he'd actually have something to do.
Yeah. Could we let him say something?
It's whatever.
David's gonna get to do the last time next time.
Oh,
Okay.
okay.
This has been Shadows of Gradiriel.
Tune in next time to find out what kind of adventures that they have to go on to find this rune.
It's gonna be an adventure and a half. I'm sure of it.
Yeah.
Gonna stab a bitch!